Hello everyone, and happy Easter if you celebrate. Well, kind of Easter, one day early. So we're kind of celebrating it today just because we will not be around tomorrow because of the holiday. But yep, let's go and hunt some treasure gnomes. We'll have some redeem codes today and get some more data on the little treasure guys and see how they're doing. But, yep, happy Easter everyone. Hope you've all been having a wonderful weekend so far. Bunnies, gnomes, and alcohol. Don't try this at home. That is, yes. Don't drink too much, though. Don't drink too much. I've never been big on drinking, like, ever. Like, very, very, very on occasionally. Oh, whoa, 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 what's it doing? Whoa, 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 whoa. Very, very occasionally. Like, on, like, a... just like socially, I would like take a sip or something, but nope. Other than that, pretty much never. Yes, hello everyone. Wow, what's with my voice this morning? This was like the first time I've tried talking all morning. Wow. It's like not wanting to function. Okay. Let me see here. What's making that other noise? Oh, it's this little thing. Let me mute that. And there we go. Okay. I throw that down. Hello, everyone. Hello, Frag Hunter. Hello, Medieval. Hello, William. Hello, JZG. Hello, Simple. Hello, Elite. And that's everyone at the moment. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, what are you guys doing for the holiday? If anything. I'm pretty much just having some people over and we're just eating a bunch. It's pretty much just going to be Thanksgiving dinner, except for Easter. And there's still a few things I need to go pick up for that later, but I could easily do later. It's not going to get in the way of the stream at all. And down it goes. And of course, for any of you that don't know, as I mentioned earlier, though, I didn't really... it's kind of like all confuzzled at the beginning. But we will be, of course, main objective for today is to hunt down treasure gnomes. And basically get the additional data for them and, well, just try getting a Val Raven in general. My main goal is to leave today with a Val Raven, though I'd also be perfectly fine leaving today with only 3 Vault Keys, or more if we can. Some people have been getting like dozens upon dozens. We have not been doing as well, though I also haven't been farming it as much as many other people. I've been doing a pretty average amount. Also, hello, Sea Dog. Hello, Igors. Hello, Strat. Hello, William. Oh, I already said hi. Hello, Painting. Welcome, welcome. You found a few Vault Keys today. Very nice. I just got started, so we have found 0 so far, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll leave at least with 3 if we can. And of course we have tomorrow as well, though I will only be playing mostly in the afternoon of tomorrow, as well as for tomorrow's stream. Because for the most of the day, it'll be Eastering. Eastering. And because I don't play it on mobile, I can't, like, do both at the same time. Plus, that'd be kind of rude. I never normally do stuff like that when, you know, company and stuff like that. Alright, move that over. Get the firebomb down. Let's see. All the tip, you got a team. What was the team you were mentioning, Jeremy? I would love to hear it. New teams are always welcome, that is for sure. You finally got your 4th Sparkle Sack mythic? Nice. Wow, that's a lot of Sparkle Sacks. I still only have 2 of mine, though I don't really have any need to specifically mythic it, so I haven't tried bothering to do it. Okay, we'll go throw a firebomb down and go from there. But if you guys want me to test anything in PvP or need help building teams or anything, let me know too. While our primary goal is gnome hunting, we can still do anything else as well. It's just this is the main thing we're doing. But I can easily do any of the normal things. Okay, we'll go and see if we get a firebomb down. Because it's not like there aren't treasure gnomes in every other area, just that this area is the quickest. Which is why we're here. Go throw a Ruan down. Too bad we don't get anything for doing over top the event. I know that would probably be a little bit too overpowered because some events can go very far. But I'm pretty sure there's people that have like 10 times this event already who's been farming gnomes and explore. Oh, that reminds me, how's our green reds doing? If you've been wondering why I'm in Wild Plains, there's 2 reasons why I'm in Wild Plains. Wild Plains is either tied at the highest or one of the highest. It's either tied or very, very close to the highest. It has 8 reds in it, but it has so many reds for the event. The other reason I'm here, even though we've already completed out the event, is I specifically need that trait stone, and quite a few other people may as well, because the invasion this week required green-red trait stone. So I needed to go throw a bunch into that. Oh, never mind. We've been doing it so much that it's not even an issue anymore. Oh, you know what? Even at 162, I think that is still our lowest, so I guess we'll keep going for it. Our next goal is probably just to get everything up to base 200. It's like we just keep moving the goalposts. Because earlier it was 150, now it's going to be 200, then it's going to be like 250, and then I don't know what the goalpost will be from there. Because at that point, we probably have enough arcanes to really never need more ever again, like at all. Hello, Sheen. Good morning. Thank you. Glad you enjoy the streams. Also, good morning, Leon and Angel. Welcome, welcome. Okay, we'll go and throw a sunbird down. And hello, lights. Welcome as well. And happy Easter, everyone. Well, early Easter. Well, so we're technically celebrating it today. So happy Easter, everyone. I feel like it's some kind of April Fool's joke by something, though. Because, maybe by, like, Google. Because when was the last time Easter has ever fallen on April Fool's Day? Has it ever? Well, I assume it has before. I don't recall it ever doing that, though. Which is pretty funny. Oh, that means I won't get to do any good April Fool's jokes because it's on Easter and I'll be busy all day. Last year I ended up, at the time of when we ended up... What's with my camera? I just noticed how weird it's angled. But last year it was around the time when Bone Dragon got nerfed. And in Puzzle Quest 1, the game has no brown or purple. So I was making a joke and showing the new interface of Gems of War by showing Puzzle Quest 1. And Puzzle Quest 1, as I mentioned, it doesn't have any brown or purple. So I was saying that's how they nerfed Bone Dragon. Was removing every brown and purple gem from the game so he wouldn't be able to gain any mana. It was funny. I won't get to do anything cool for this April Fool's though. Or will I? No, just kidding. I don't. Unless I pre-record something today, but I don't have any ideas at the moment that would be feasible in the time I have today. So we'll just have to skip April Fool's this time around. Oh, we'll go move that over. Take the Baron. Take our explosion. Throw the other explosion. And get our WAN in there. Hey, you look good. Thank you. We got our bunny ears. Oh yeah, we should go do the double bunny ear. I removed the tag, so we don't have the annoying tag in the way. Let me do it on the, not that end. Should we go invisible ears, or should we go white ears? We have invisible and white. What color do you guys prefer? Invisible or white? Let's go for white for now. My glasses are starting to fall off. There we go. Double ears. Okay, anyways. Invisible. Oh no, my pink ears can't be seen. Oh no, should we go invisible? I guess you don't get to see invisible ears every day. Through the power of editing magic. Invisible ears. Oops. Every time I touch them, it wants to become not invisible. I still do not understand why that is. And now they're not invisible. There they go. And as I say that, they become invisible. You need a team for PvP? What do you have? Normally early on in the game, I like building around Rock Spirit. It's always quite a bit of fun to build around. Ranger, Rock Spirit works out pretty well. Okay, why does this not want to go on good today? My glasses keep getting in the way. It didn't happen yesterday at all. But today it just doesn't want to... Oh no, and now that moved it all back. I'll get this. There we go, good enough. It's just gonna have to stay like that then. Good. There. Anyways. But yeah, as far as early game PvP teams, building around either Sunbird, Ranger, or Rock Spear are normally some of the best ways to go. If you have a Tesla, completely build around that with double Dwarven Gates, Valkyrie, Tesla. If you have a Crimson Bat, you can build completely around that with double Soothsayer, Herdmaster, Crimson Bat. If you have a, let's see, other early game teams that use one legend that completely destroy everything. Oh, basically any 4x Dragon team if you have Dragon Soul, even just 4x Dragon teams in general, by just using a Dragotar and Dragonian Monk combo to carry the team, also works pretty good. The team is Dragotar, Dragonian Monk, and any other 2 dragons you have. Preferably better ones, but any will do. And there's a lot of low rarity ones that you can kind of just slot in there for the bonus effect. But yeah, if you still need any suggestions, let me know, Jeremy. Because I don't know specifically what you have, and of course what you have would determine what you need to use. But those are just a few of the things I like to throw in early on in the game. Also, there's a really interesting early game team coming up soon, too. They're adding a blue version of Rockworm. And while Rockworm isn't the best of things, this version of it, while very similar to Rockworm, will be slightly better than it due to its traits. So it could potentially bring back the whole Rockworm spam team, except instead of the Rockworm using the new troop. Very curious how it'll pan out. I believe it's coming in 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Which means everyone will be able to stock up on it, including newer players. So I'll probably make some low-level teams for that the week it comes out. It would also be usable with Valkyrie 3 of the Frostworm thingy, which would also be quite cool, because then you'd be able to get soul farming. Whereas with the Rockworm version, you are not able to do that, because you normally have to use either Apothecary or Deep Borer. You're normally a Deep Borer. Oh, there we go, finally. The first Gnome of the stream at the 12-minute mark. That is a late Gnome right there, wow. Pretty unlucky, but hopefully he'll drop a vault key for us and make up for it, or at least something that's good. Nope. Worst possible drop and his most common drop, so nope, not at all. Okay, let me go update the thing. I haven't even opened it yet because I haven't needed to update it yet. Fail. Let me go open up the little tab thingy so I don't need to constantly keep doing it every single time. I need to go adjust it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Somewhere's here. I know you're here. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Right there. Let me go update that. 100... Type 0. 100 souls. 1. There we go. And let me leave this open so we can go and update it in a moment when we get another gnome, hopefully. And, okay, I think everything's situated now. Move this into the corner, move that there so we can just quickly re-edit it. And there we go. So good morning, Amanda. Welcome. And good morning, Thomas. Welcome as well. And Nikita. For April's Fools, they should add a gnome to every battle, but give him empowered and 100% chance to run away. That would be funny. That would be pretty funny. Every single time a gnome appears, give every single one of them empowered. Like, just make the entire team a 4x gnome team. Give them all empowered. Make it look like all of them have a bag on them, but only one of them's the real gnome. That would be pretty funny for April Fool's Day. Or something along the lines, as you mentioned. Obviously, they wouldn't be able to just give every single gnome, or, you know, make every single battle a gnome thingy with a bag. That would be quite overpowered if they did. Because most teams could destroy it before it even gets anything down. Why am I not using a troop for additional souls? Because I don't really need souls, and this goes slightly quicker than what a quick soul farming team may do in Explore. Not much quicker, but quicker enough that I'd rather use this. But yeah, I don't really have a need for souls, and they mentioned that they won't be adding anything like really high soul cost to Soulforge for a while. Not until they figure out how to balance out Dawnbringer. So there really isn't anything to put my souls into, which is why I haven't really been bothering to try to farm souls. If they ever start announcing, like, hey, we're going to release this thing that requires like 1,000,000 souls again, then I might start farming more. But at this current moment in time, there's nothing really to sink souls in late game. Or super late game, I should say. Obviously, the main thing that's supposed to sink souls is things like Dawnbringer, and just every troop in the game that keeps coming in. But Yeah, we have so many souls that doesn't even matter. We're way beyond that point. Yeah, let's get a firebomb down. Sunbird, Rowan, dead. Hello, Anthony! Welcome! Yeah, you could easily be using like a Dragon Soul or Valkyrie or any other kind of small soul gain into these teams that would still make it run at the same speed, but at least give you some souls for doing so. It wouldn't be too many souls. It would be somewhere around like 5 to 10,000 souls per hour. But still, 5 to 10,000 souls per hour is more than no souls. Well, then again, we're technically getting like 4 souls per battle or 11, whatever it comes down to, with a little bit of bonus. Like 11 souls, yeah, I was right. 11 souls. Yeah, we're still getting some souls. It's not like we're getting absolutely 0. A new weapon coming in for 5 million souls. Could you imagine? I could actually afford that if I disenchanted everything. There also are people that currently have a reserve of over 5 million souls. So there would be people in the game that could afford it. Of course, we're only at about 1 million only. But yeah, we almost have enough to craft a second Dawnbringer, which is impossible to do, but we're pretty much there. We get to farm that in about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours at absolute tops. But it definitely would take that long to do so, that is for sure. Okay, what's up with this hour? We've gone for a little over 15 minutes and we found 1 gnome only. They're all hiding from me today. This is our worst hour yet so far. Unless we're gonna get really lucky soon. Good morning, Relitica. Okay. I just need to start saying things about it and then we'll keep getting gnomes. And we hit him directly. Perfect. Unfortunately, that didn't give full mana, though. Yeah, we'll just go clean up here. Come on, Volky, or something not useless. That is exactly the definition of useless. 2 minor trait stones. The worst possible drop in the entire drop table. I would even prefer 100 souls over that drop. You should wear gnome ears. Do they have attachments for that? Like things you could add to your ear to kind of make them, hey, arcane. Thing to make it look more gnome-like or elf-like. They probably adjusted the spawn rates again. No, I think it's the same spawn rate as always. I highly doubt they would have changed it from day to day. I don't even know if they're around on the weekends, to be honest. Like the main team, I think they still have support and a few others like kind of around. But as far as like the full team, I don't even think they work on weekends, if I'm not mistaken. Normally the start of their work week, I believe, is on Monday. And by Monday, I mean Sunday night, because of how their thing works. Oh, did I not add 2 minor trait stones? I don't know why, but the minor trait stones are so bad, I keep forgetting to add them. So let me go add a 3 here, because we have him too. 2 minor trait stones. There we go. And let's see what we get from this guy. Firebomb. But so far we kind of repaired our bad luck. We're up to 3 now. If we can reach 6 by the halfway mark of 30 minutes, then we're actually at average pace. Come on, Volky! At least show us a few of them this stream. 6,000 gold? Oh, 6,000 gold is a possible drop. That's weird. Why do I get it so rarely? I think that's like the first time I've ever gotten it. Or one of the only few. Okay, well, there we go. 6,000 gold? Once? Wait, is there an extra space right there? No, there isn't. Yeah, it's all good. Anyways. Move that back to the side. And we're good to go. There we go. So right off the bat, take the purples. Grab that. Is that already match? I think it is. And dead. Down it goes. Oh, you got a Ranger and Rock Spirit? Nice. The team for that is... well, I can't really show it too well in PvP. If I was to go do it, because it's not something that really works this late into the game. I guess I could do it on one of my lower battles. It's made specifically for earlier on in the game. I'm not sure if you have double or not, but it's deep bore, either double ranger or double rock spirit, depending on which one you have, and then double rock spirit or double ranger, as I mentioned. Just depends which one you have. And we'll go with double rock spirit, assuming you have it. Otherwise, go double ranger instead. Pretty much same difference. As far as banner, you'd want to set it depending on which one you have double. So you'd want more into a green-yellow banner if you were doing ranger, double ranger. Or if you were doing double rock spirit, you'd want something more towards a brown-related banner. Let me see. Banners. I think there's a +2 purple, or +2 brown, +1 purple, -1 something coming into the game with the next kingdom. That banner would actually work out best with this team. But for now, we'll just go like a double brown, I guess, just to get Rock Spirit going. But yeah, the new banner coming in very soon on the next Kingdom will actually probably be the perfect banner for running with this team. Unfortunately, it currently doesn't exist, but we'll go and I'm actually going to wait because he has a firebomb, so we're just going to let him kind of hit at his own. We're just going to let him hit on us. But yeah, this isn't really something you'd run later in the game. It's mainly made to run at the lower level ranges, mainly because its boost ratios are really good. Both the Ranger and Rock Spirit has really good early game damage boost ratios. Oops, why did I focus down the one thing that can actually get all of its durability back? That was really dumb. I have no clue why I specifically went for that one first. Out of like every single thing to hit first, that would have been the absolute worst. Okay, let's go and try getting ourselves a little bit more brown. Get a nice deep borer down and go from there. As far as how you use deep borer, you pretty much use it all the way to the left or the right. Whichever one has less brown is the one you pretty much just throw it at. And just go from there. Nice cascade. Yeah, we'll go for all the browns. Pretty much just aim for whatever is the most browns while still trying to get 3 pairs. So whatever columns have the most 3 chances are the locations you would normally want to go for. There isn't really too many good locations for that. Like, for example, we could go and do it right here, and we'd have a yellow chance, a purple chance, a red chance, and we'd end up swiping out that red as well. So, you know what? I think we're actually going to go for that. And nope, we didn't get any of it, though we do get standard red just from cascading there, which we actually didn't even need. So we'll go grab that just to snipe that one out. Should have done that in the first place. Not sure why I directly went for that Sunbird so early, because it's just going to keep reviving and still isn't even dead. And there it goes. Yeah, that's pretty much the team in a nutshell. Of course, I had to lower the difficulty some just to do it, but that's mainly because it's made for lower stat troops. It's not really made to go up against stuff like that. It would just instantly die if it did. But it works really well up to about level 200 or so. After that point, you do want to switch into something a little bit more higher rarity, because it's only really quick and really effective when you're dealing with lower value troops. But once it starts getting to higher HP values, higher armor, it becomes a lot less effective due to the main value they have coming from specifically their boost ratios that they have is pretty much the entirety of the team. Because both of them have a 4 times boost ratio. Ranger based on how many of them are alive, and the Rock Spirit based on how many browns you hit with its little plus shape destroy. Also, it does destroy, meaning you actually do accumulate the mana. Whenever it says remove in this game, that means it will take it away from the board, but you do not get the mana for it. Whenever it says destroy, you get 100% of the mana from everything that gets removed. Or, I shouldn't say the word removed, but everything that gets, well, destroyed. Everything that basically comes in contact with the board control will count as mana towards you. So if it takes out like 10 gems, you get the full effect of all those 10 gems. Whereas if you remove 10 gems, you get no effect out of any of those 10. Hello, SBM. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. And Explode is also another mechanic in this game that's kind of in between of the both. It's a 3x3 whenever it hits the board, and you only gain 70% of the mana. So you still gain some of it, but not all of it. Oh, you know what? That's another video I've been meaning to do for ages that I still never came around to. Doing all the terms of Gems of War. I should probably do both those videos kind of back to back. The one going over all of the game progression, as well as the one going over all the terms. I actually meant to start the other one like right after Bounty Hunter, but then never got around to it. I definitely need to. soon after Easter and all the celebration is over. I need to probably start on that next week. Also, now I have more time after Saturdays as well, now that we currently aren't streaming another game. And now that time is completely free for me every Saturday. This Saturday it's going to be busy because I need to go do last-minute Easter shopping. But every upcoming Saturday I'm going to have basically a few more hours free every single day that I haven't had in the past. So that's going to be quite nice. And I will have can do basically anything in that time, which is likely going to be put towards, at this current moment in time, is going to be put towards making guides and such on all subsequent Saturdays. So we'll start to be able to get those out at a decent pace. Also, hello, JP. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, this hour so far, really bad for treasure gnomes. What is that, 3? Yeah, we're only at 3. That is horrifically bad. It's our worst. It's on par to be our worst hour ever of gnomes, or at least from when we've been recording it specifically on an hourly rate. This will be the worst hour, unless something miraculous happens. So we've had it happen before, where we just get gnome after gnome after gnome. It does happen. Wish it would happen. Oops, why am I doing this kingdom? I just realized we just got a yellow purple arcane. Wrong kingdom. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Because we pretty much got all the red purple arcanes that we needed. Well, the team functions exactly the same with 2 Rangers compared to 2 Rock Spirit. The only slight difference is with 2 Rock Spirit, you have slightly more board control and you have slightly more damage. But it plays out exactly the same. The strategy really isn't any different, except that you're focusing more towards Ranger mana instead of Rock Spirit mana. Yeah, there's essentially no difference with it whatsoever. The only slight issue it has is when you're using Deep Bore, you're going to get a lot of brown mana, and sometimes you're going to get too much brown mana and it has nowhere to go since you're not using 2 brown troops, but it's still perfectly fine. You just go and spam out Ranger with a green-yellow banner, which you get from the Pansvale Kingdom, and just run it that way. Oh, we're gonna move that over. Get the explosion. Yeah, and you don't have to go double Ranger. You can go any other damage source too, like Sunbird or anything else you might have laying around that does split damage, or even just damage in general. The main reason I normally say like Rangers and Rock Spirits early on is just because their boost ratio is pretty high for low rarity troops. Most low rarity troops don't have boost ratios as high as them. There are troops that have better boost ratios than them, it's just most of them are not really obtainable as a newer player, or at least not easily obtainable. Alright, we'll go through the firebomb down. Well, what else would we throw? He's like, let's throw the firebomb down, and the alternative is... nothing. We'll go throw a firebomb, get that done. The double ears. I still can't get over that. That's so weird. Also, I have this little random chick thing, though. I think the battery on it died. Oh, another gnome. And all the random things my aunt gave me, this was one of them. And I figured I'd bring it on stream. Oh, no! Wait, what just happened? The chick just went invisible. It makes a little bit of noise, too. I don't know if you can hear that. It is, like, so faint because the battery's, like, almost dead on it. And I don't feel like replacing it. But it's funny because it has the same ears as us. I don't know if you can see it that well because it keeps, like, trying to become invisible. The invisible chicken! But he has the same ears as us. Look at that. Look, it's so cute and funny. And, look, everything's wearing pink ears. Also, he's so invisible right now. Look at that! The invisible chicken! At least you can see his ears. Anyways. Just a cute little fuzzy chicken. I've been petting it. Let's see. Okay, anyways. Let's go kill the gnome. I know, the center of my ears are see-through. I asked earlier if people wanted see-through ears or solid ears, and people said they wanted see-through ears, so we went with see-through ears. So that's why we're wearing see-through ears. I could easily just flip it and have white ears, but yeah. Might as well go for see-through. You don't see see-through ears every day. Oh wait, did we just get? I think it was 2,500 gold. Yeah, it was. Let me go and update the little thingy. Oops, where did I put it? Oh, it's behind my other tab. Why does it do that? It like gets hidden behind every other tab I have, which is annoying. Put that there. So we're only at 4 at the halfway mark. That's not good. Let's go put that there, right there. 2,500 gold once. And put that to the side, and off we go. Okay. Let's go and get the firebomb. You start playing today before you start the stream with 5 minutes, maybe. Gnome coming, maybe 20 or so more. But with many 2 minor trade stones. Wait, did you just say you got 20 an hour? That is a lot. Wait, in 5 minutes? There's no way you got that many in 5 minutes. I am getting gypped if you somehow got 20 in 5 minutes, unless I'm reading that wrong. I'm getting completely gypped. The most we've gotten in a single hour, the last several hours we've been doing, is 12. Which is around the average, I believe, of how many gnomes you get per hour. Wait, you seriously got 20 per... Wow. That is a lot. We haven't even done that in an hour yet. It took you 26 games to get a gnome? On average, I believe we're taking about 20 or so. It's around 15 to 20, though at this current moment in time, it's thinking like 30. Getting pretty bad at the current moment. Actually, not 30, it's actually slightly less than that. I think it's about 26 at the moment. I'm not keeping track of the exact value, but we know based on time approximately how many battles we're doing. Because on average on stream, I know I do about 3 battles per minute when doing Constant Explore. Of course, whenever we go do a PvP team or something, that slows it down slightly, though. Oh, there we go, nice. Yeah, 10 to 20 gnomes per hour. That's pretty much where it's at. Okay, we'll go through this down. See what we get from the next gnome. Come on, Volky! We still haven't seen a single one today. 2 diamonds. I think that's actually good because I believe that is the final 2 diamonds I needed to fix my diamond amount. That or I need 1 more, I'm not sure. But that is also a horrible drop. Though slightly better than 2 minor trait stones. 2 diamonds. I really wish they would replace out 2 diamonds with 5 diamonds and replace out 5 diamonds with 10 diamonds. There's really no point in giving such a ridiculously small amount. Because diamonds at most, like we went over yesterday, are only worth about 2 gems each. So 2 diamonds is considered about 4 gems. And 5 diamonds is worth about 10 gems. And that's it. Which is really weird that they give just so little. Should be at minimum 5 and 10. Should be even maybe a 20 as an option as well. There's a lot of weird scaling things with it that are just odd. That I guess they did because they didn't want to make it too overpowered, but in doing so they made it too underpowered. Also, we're almost level 1240. Oh, we're almost at the milestone of level 1250. My ears keep, like... my larger ears keep, like, overshadowing my pink ears. There we go. Invisible ears. Go move that. Get a firebomb down. Please cast. There we go. Oops. Did I forget to change the number? I changed the data, but I forgot to change the number. Fail. How did I do such a thing? I thought that looked off for a second. I was like glancing over at the number. It's like, wait, that's not right. Also, I need to find a better way of showing that info too. It keeps like overwriting like everything we have over to the left here. Or, you know, over here. Well, left as in... Well, this is my left, and this is the left of the screen. By left, I mean, like, right where it says Treasure Gnomes right there, where it's blocking my stuff. There's no real location to put it, unless I, like, had it over top the chat or some other place. Because there's no vertical plane long enough to fit it all. What's the best way to make gold when you're first starting out? PvP. The answer is always PvP for gold. It is never not PvP. PvP is always the superior choice for gold. Nothing even comes close to matching the amount of gold you get from it at all points within the game. Earlier on in the game, it's quite a bit. It's a lot less gold than what you'd be expecting from like this late in the game. But it's still, with all the options you have available, the best location to get gold, and that's persistent throughout the entire game. And it gets more effective later you get into the game as well. But have a good day, Jeremy. Have a good holiday. Okay, we'll go and throw it on the firebomb. What's the... Oh, never mind, I already answered that. Oh, you finally got a Val Raven. Congrats. I know, I'm still trying to get the hunt. The hunt is not going well. At least we still get vault keys on all the other weeks as well. Once we finally get a Val Raven, I'm going to start hoarding my vault keys as well until we can get like a large amount of them. And then save them for maybe like the vault event in May or something. And go do that. Or maybe even in June. And then do like one gigantic vault key opening. Maybe by then they'll have them buffed as well. Oh, you know what? Given that they are likely to buff the gnome drop table, I wonder if it's actually worth saving every single gnome key we get. Oh no, I kind of do want to start saving them. Or vault key, I mean. I always call them gnome keys. I kind of do want to keep saving them, but I need to get a Val Raven so badly. So until we can officially get a Val Raven, I don't think I'm going to start saving them. But once we do, I think I'm going to start hoarding all my vault keys. Until they get buffed. Though then again, by the time we get a Val Raven, they're probably already going to be buffed, so that might not work out. Because I believe they're getting buffed next patch, and that's like probably within the next month. Probably before the next gnome event occurs. Alright, we're going to throw that down. But yeah, as far as actual gold per hour, farming gnomes while doing Explore isn't horrible. It's by no means the rate that you get in PvP. But it's somewheres around, there's an ant on my thing. Oh, there we go, we got a treasure gnome. Apparently flicking an ant is good luck. There's been this one ant that hasn't died. I keep flicking it away. And because of how insects are, they just don't actually, like, get crushed. Because they're good with gravity, because they're so light. So them getting impacted like that normally doesn't even hurt them. But there's been this one singular ant. Again, I can tell because it's this one, like, consistent size with it. It's not, like, multiple different ants. It's the exact same one every single time. But I keep, like, flicking it away and doing stuff with it. But it keeps coming back. I don't know what's up with it, but it's, like, never wants to leave. And it's always just one ant. There's never multiple. It's just the one. Always. It's really weird. It just likes exploring the area. I don't know what it's looking for. Anyways, 5 gems. Not too bad. Definitely not the best of drops, but it's also not the worst of drops, so kind of in between. Let me go update the little thing for it. And that brings us to 6, so we're a little bit low on the hour, but 5 gems is not bad. At least compared to most of its other drops. Alright, we'll throw that down. Throw the other one down, and then we're good to go. Oh, why did I take that? We already could have won. Let's go take this needless move. If that was Guild Wars, I think that actually would have helped our score. I always have like a habit of just playing towards Guild Wars. Like what works for it. They're going to be reworking the scoring system for Guild Wars in the future too, they have mentioned. I don't know when they're getting around to it, but it is something they're planning this year. They're trying to make it easier to understand. Because currently the scoring system is like really, really buried. And no one truly understands it. Well, actually, I should say that. There are several people in like the higher guilds that like probably break down every single possible bit of data to try to know exactly what to do for it. Like the people in bracket 1 who consistently get like bracket 1. But realistically, 99.9% of the player base don't really. It's not really explained in any way within the game itself. And unless you look at external data and stuff like that, you're never really going to have a full comprehension of it. Even my explanation of it normally isn't even a full explanation. But the basics of it is just keep everything alive or resummon it if it dies. Doesn't matter what color it gets resummoned on. Obviously, use pure color of the day. That's the most obvious one. And the only one that's really obviously stated within the game itself. Of course, use unique teams for every single one of your defends, as also stated within the game. And ends up giving a lot of points, actually. I'm surprised how many points they made it. It's pretty much mandatory to use unique teams just because of how valuable it is. And other than that, within the battles themselves, you have to win in as few turns as possible. You have to do as much damage as you can, though I believe it caps at about 5 times as much damage. You have to gain more mana than the enemy, and again, I believe that caps at about 5 times as much. And I think that was all the factors. Was there one other one? And I think that was all of them. And as I mentioned, keep everything alive or resummon them. You've been trying to figure it out in Interim and you still don't get it? Yeah, it's really odd. They made it just like one gigantic complicated formula for it that they have slightly stated publicly but haven't really like elaborated on. So, yeah, there's no like full comprehension of it. In that case, that means Anonymous might be the only guild that even remotely has an understanding of it. But even they probably don't, just because they never really explained it. And it's hard to try to test, or you know, how to reverse engineer the data from it. I wouldn't even know how to begin to do that. Okay, we'll go and throw that down. Get the Rowan. And what do we get from this treasure gnome? Oh, and we got a level from it too. Well, we got a level from the treasure gnome. That's what we get. And we get 4,000 gold. And hey, there we go. We finally got that blue we needed. So we'll go grab the blue. Still haven't gotten purple for a while though. I need those purples so we can keep going into pure purple. Okay, so that's the 7th. What did I get again? Wow, short-term memory. 4,000 gold. Let me go add that. Oh, we didn't even have a 4,000 gold drop yet. There we go. Getting all the smaller golds. 4,000 gold. Boom. Each one of those is basically like one PvP battle. 2,500 gold, that's like a 2 trophy battle. 4,000 gold, that's like a 3 trophy battle that is a little bit higher. And 6,000 gold is like a mid-range revenge battle. So that's like that's like 5 minutes in PvP. All 3 of the better gold drops we've gotten so far. And it took us 41 minutes to get it. Of course, we're still getting passive gold per battle though. But yeah, that's definitely not anywhere near the gold amount of PvP. Even when getting gold drops from the gnomes. Yeah, at this point, we'd almost just be better off just kind of staying in PvP. The only reason why I'm not specifically doing that is we would net gain less vault keys. But overall, I think it might just be better resources just to spam out PvP. Oh, another gnome already. Nice. Okay, we'll go throw the brown down. Get a firebomb. Let's get another firebomb. Sunbird it. And we'll be good to go. Have a good day, Jeremy. Have a good weekend. 2 minor trait stones. Another useless drop. Good job. Well, at least we're getting gnomes, if nothing else. That brings us to 8. And another useless double minor trait stone. 2 minor trait stones. Alright, we're gonna move that over. Throw the firebomb down. And Sunbird. You don't think the devs know the formula? That's funny. I actually wouldn't be surprised by that, to be honest. I would not be surprised. Okay, we'll go and throw Rowan down. No! Okay, well, scratch that plan. You know, that new legend that's coming into the game that can web all the enemies, that could potentially be very annoying without cleanse. Luckily, cleanse teams, it's just going to completely ignore it. Like, if we use our 4 times divine team, it's like nothing even happened. But 4 times web, that's going to be really effective against everything that has a good magic value. So things like World Breaker, things like Infernus, those kind of troops that are really core kind of damage right now, get hard countered very well by web. Elamagrim will still be immune to it, so maybe we'll have to bring back Elamagrim or something against it. We'll have to see. I think it's going to be a pretty popular choice for defense. It might even overtake using Queen Mab. Because while Queen Mab is useful, most teams are built in a way that's kind of, for the most part, capable of fighting Queen Mab. Mainly because Queen Mab has been so prevalent for so long that people have kind of gotten used to countering it. But people might not be used to specifically countering out web. Because the mechanic almost doesn't even exist within the game until the new legend comes out on Monday. Yeah, it's one of the more interesting legends that's coming out in a while. Definitely worth trying to at least attempt getting it. You also have a chance at Web Spinner, which is nice too, which is a 3 times scroll damage to things that are poisons. While a lot of things do have immune to poison, it is still 3 times damage, and the easiest of the 3 times damage as well. And there we go with another gnome. Anything good? Nope, another 2 minor trait stones, as to be expected. What even are these drops? That is horrible. And let's go throw down the reds over there, get a firebomb down. Oops, you know what? Let me move that first. Get the firebomb, and then go from there. Yeah, every single Friday and Saturday we stream from 10 a.m. For a couple hours. We did not do it on Sunday, though. And even if we did, I wouldn't be doing it tomorrow because of Easter. Please put the invisible ears behind the pink ones. Let me see. Let's see if I can do this properly. Because I need them to fit on the head. There we go. Oh, that actually fits better on my head, too. That works out. There we go. Oh, but then you can barely even see the invisible ears, though, if you do it that way. Because now, they just look like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to even see the invisible ears now. Oh, no, maybe it's just me. It looks more like it's part of the background than actual invisible ears. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let me go make them not invisible. Let's just have white ears for now. I think this will make it a little bit more. There we go. Now it looks like an extension of the ears. There. Now it looks like a puppy dog trying to... Now it looks like I'm a dog wearing bunny ears instead of 2 bunny ears. It looks like floppy dog ears with bunny ears now. That's funny. What kind of breeds are white dogs? I can't even think of a single white dog breed other than maybe like a Chihuahua or something. I know they exist, I just don't know many dog breeds by name. Well, actually I do, I just can't think of a white one. Or one that is commonly white. Okay, we'll go and move that down. Move that, firebomb. Alright, sunbird it down, and there we go. Sheepdog. Oh yeah, that works. Oh, that's why they're called sheepdog, because they're white. That would make sense. The name makes sense now. There was sunbird at it. Yeah, I know, I mentioned Chihuahuas. Yeah, Chihuahuas are pretty cute. I've known some people that have had them. I've never actually had one before, though. Actually, I've never even had a dog before. I've watched people's dogs before, but I've never actually had my own. Dogs normally hate me, though. I think one of the main reasons is because I always used to have cats, so I would smell like a cat, so they wouldn't like me because of that. But I don't know, dogs always had like a vendetta against me. Actually, then again, even when I haven't had a cat, even the neighbors' dogs hate me. I don't know, dogs just never really cared for me that much. Not sure why. Cats always do, though. Cats are nice. Favorite cats are Persians as well. They're so tame and just kind of lay there and let you do whatever. They also make really good stomach warmers. Because they'll just like rest on your stomach and purr while you pet them. They're really cute. They're not like those kind of cats that tend to retaliate a lot or anything like that too. They kind of just lay around in the sun and just be lazy. I would sometimes lay with it and use it as a pillow. It was fun. I would see it like laying in the sun and then I would just like cuddle up against it. And then like use it as a pillow while we both just lay in the sun. It's pretty funny. Obviously I wouldn't press down, but you know. It was a nice and cozy pillow. Hey, Volky! That's exactly what we need. Okay, that just made this hour very good. Hopefully it has something actually decent in it. Well, that's the best drop all hour. Specifically what's in it, we'll find out. Hopefully a Val Raven, and if not Val Raven, hopefully gem-related stuff like gems, gem keys, or event keys would all be great. So far, we haven't gotten any of the really good drops off of a Vault Key yet. Every single Vault Key we've opened has been complete trash so far, so hopefully this one will be not horrible. Also, what on earth just happened when that like moved all the way to the right? Anyways, let's go and get this down. Let me go use the safe team just in case. I always do this, even though there's almost no point in doing it. But I just in case, you never know what might happen. Just to ensure that we win, guarantee, at a 100% chance pretty much. Even though the other one's also pretty much 100% chance, but this is just ever so slightly safer. And that's match. Okay, and what do we get? Yes! We did it! We're done! Okay, we're done! We're done! Success! There we go. That's our Easter present for today. We finally did it. Full completion. We now have every troop in the game. It only took us like 2 months of farming Vault keys to finally get it. Or however long the current patch has been out. I don't count, what's his name as a troop, because no one owns him yet. But yes, we now have every troop within the game that is realistically obtainable, other than the, I keep forgetting his name. You guys know who I'm talking about. That one mythic that literally no one owns, because it's almost impossible to get him. So now we have everything except him, which essentially means we have everything now. But there we go. So we got a 6,000 gold drop, a 2,500 gold drop, a 2 minor trait stone drop, and from the big guy, while still not, we still didn't get any gems or anything, but we finally got the Val Raven we've been needing. So, well, we got that. Nice. Now the question is, do we start saving our vault keys, or do we still open them? I think I still open them, but any that I get from here forth, I think I'm going to start saving. But for today, I think I'm going to be opening all of them, just so we can keep getting just more data on them. Also, it's still pretty good value to do it during a vault event anyways. But all the ones I'm getting not during a vault event, I will start saving now until until a later time. Vault key, what do we get again? Val Raven 1, what was it? 6,000 gold. Whoa, what on earth was that? Why am I hitting shift? I don't need shift for any of that. Typing, how's it work? So there we go, put that in there, 2,500 gold, and I keep wanting to hit shift. I don't know what's up with that. It's because I keep doing it to try to capitalize the letters. I just called it minor. Okay, I'm out of it today. What on earth is happening? Trait stones 1. Okay, there we go. But nice, very nice. We finally did it. Let's go and upgrade it now. And now if we click on owned, we owned everything except this guy, Zugoff. But literally no one owns him, so that doesn't count that we don't have him, because no one has him. And now let's go see our Val Raven. Oops, I have such a habit of typing in Valkyrie. But we'll go and finally get this thing up. So let's go level it, or at least as far as we can go. I keep forgetting, we can just click the button as well. I always like have the need to go click that and then click it. But you can just click the button and then it just instantly levels it. You don't have to actually click that over to max and get all of the traits on it. And there we go. We finally have every troop in the game that are realistically obtainable. Nice. I have no need of using that thing though. It was basically just for completionist purposes. I have no need to ever actually use a Val Raven. It is pretty much useless. But at least we have it now. And that's the main thing that matters. Anyways, let's keep still farming them. Let me switch back to a fire bombs. But yeah, now we have every unique in the game. Go through that. Oops, what am I doing? I need a Rowan. Put that there. And there we go. Okay. Well, now we have nothing in particular to go seek out other than like normal gems and stuff. I still want to do this though, just because more gem keys is still, or you know, more gem related stuff is still more gem stuff, which means less we'll have to get later. But yeah, now it's going to be really annoying whenever we get those comments. Because anytime we ever get them, that could have been something like 100 gems or something. That would have been much better. So it's going to be disappointing every single time we now see a Val Raven or a Treasure Gnome. Because each of those are blocking upwards of 100 gems that could have been ours. Worth of stuff. Sometimes even more than that in value. Because the average drop of his drops are worth like 80 gems. He has a straight up 100 gem drop. He has a 12 gem key drop, which at 9 each is 118. He has a 10 event key drop, which at 14 each is 140. And I think those are his biggest drops. I can't think of anything else that's specifically gem related. Of course, he has some of the other drops like gold, a bunch of souls, stuff like that. But of course, those are a lot less desirable. Throw the firebomb down. They also will be probably expanding out the vault in the future as well, which might be another reason to start saving vault keys. Because even though what's currently in the drop table, of course we have like the little gnome and Val Raven and stuff, but they did say, and specifically mention, they are planning on adding more stuff to the vault chests as far as like unique troops, and they might even make like a whole faction of gnomes within the vaults that you can end up collecting. 12 times 9 is 108. Oh yeah, my bad. Wait. Yes, you are correct. How did I get... Wait. Yes, you are correct. Yeah, it's 108, not 118. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Wait, no. Now I'm getting confused. No, that is 108. What? Oh, because you have to add minus 12. Oh, yeah, I see now. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that is correct. It is 108. My bad. Yes, 108 is correct. Apparently I can't do math this morning either. Alright, we'll go throw a firebomb down. Still really good though, regardless. Hey, another treasure gnome. But yeah, this hour was really good then. And as I said, the 12 average, we're pretty much hitting it. We hit 11, unless we get another gnome in the next 4 minutes, which is the average of it. So not too bad. What do we get from it? 2 miners, of course. Look at how many miners we've gotten. That's been more than... whoa. Oh, there we go. We hit the average. Look at that. Perfect. But 1/3 of our drops have been 2 times minor trait stones. Even more if this is a minor trait stone drop. There we go. Good. I was going to say, if that would have been a minor trait stone drop, that would have been so depressing. But there we go. But yeah, we hit 12, which is the average per hour. Or at least from what I can tell, the average per... Oh, I could have taken brown and gotten to 5 times. That was a fail. I could have full mana on that right now. I didn't see it immediately. I saw it after I already took the previous move. Yeah, I could have dropped that 1 3-pier into a 5 times, which I didn't take, unfortunately. Would have saved us like a few seconds. Not like it matters too much, but the more seconds we could shave off, the more gnomes we could find. Yep, there we go. Too bad the cache screen just doesn't stay up whenever you click on it. You have to re-click on it, because if you click on it on the opposing turn, it doesn't show the cast button. Though if they ever added hotkeys to it, you could just spam the hotkey and just do that instead. Your console probably already does that, if they're trying to rush through farming stuff. Actually, does that work on console? Anyone on console? If you are just spamming, like, your ability to, let's say, like, cast Firebomb, would that work? Like, if you did that on the opposing player's turn? Like, just keep spamming the button for, let's say it was triangle. Actually, what even are the 4 buttons for, those controllers? I don't even remember what they are. Let's say X, then. So if you, like, spammed X to go, like, throw Firebomb down, would that actually work the second it becomes your turn? That's pretty sad. I actually do not know what the 4 buttons are on the Xbox controller, or and either of the 2 controllers. You can tell I haven't used a controller for a while. Actually, I can't even remember the last time I've even played a console game. It's been a while. The last... oh, we actually managed to find another gnome this hour. Nice. The last time I've even played a console game at all was like 3 or 4 years ago. XYBA. There you go. Up 5 diamonds. That's, I guess, okay. We'll take it. Better than nothing. 13. 5 diamonds. And yeah, that's a pretty productive hour. We got Val Raven, and we found a bunch of gnomes. So that's really nice. Also, I should probably go give out the first redeem code since we found the Val Raven and everything. Should have probably done that when we actually found it. Yeah, and then, we'll go give out one right after this battle. And I'll basically mark the hour mark. And then we'll go also and... oh, we got... Wait. Whoops, I didn't even mean to do this kingdom. We just got Arcane Rage traits, don't fail. But let me go take my tribute. Grab that. Oh, it's only 5 times. Oh, well. Let me go give out a code in celebration of our Val Raven. And then the next time we get a vault, we'll also give out another one. Assuming we get a vault. Oh no, what happened? The screen is not working. Log in. Oh, no wonder why it's not logging me in. Oh no, I forgot my password. This autofill better be correct. Okay, good. The autofill is correct. I always hate when that happens. And normally the whole system of trying to like get it back through your email takes forever. Luckily I didn't need to do that. That would have been a huge fail if that actually does happen one stream. If the autofill isn't there, I forget specifically what password I set for this, because I tried setting a different one for everything, and I don't recall which one I set for this off the top of my head. Nor do I think I have it written down somewhere. Oh no, now I have to go find where it is under all this mess. I think it's right here. Oh no, that's not it. Oh no! Where's my thing? Okay, give me a second. Okay, I think it's all the way over here. Oh no, all those are... What? What happened to my redeem codes? Oh, here it is. Because she didn't reply until the later one. Found them. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I found them buried beneath all my other mess. Let me go... We're almost out of them, too. I need to go ask for more. I'll need to go ask Syrup probably on Monday. We have enough to last till next Friday, I believe. Let's see. We have 2 for today. Yeah, we have exactly enough to last till next Friday. We have 2 for today, 1 for Monday, and 2 for next Friday, and then we're out of codes completely. Anyways, let's go and hand out this one. Then we'll have another one later on. Copy that, put this into here, make sure it works. Let's see, put that there, boom, 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 boom. Redeem and see if it actually works. Success, very nice, okay. Now that that is working, let's go and put that into the interface and everything. But if any of you are interested in using it, just gives a small amount of free resources. For any of you that want to go claim it, only works on PC Mobile, do keep that in mind. But if you do play on PC Mobile, definitely worth going and claiming it real quick. Also, my ears are flopping away. They're falling! The ears are falling. There we go. Where's the redeem code section? Also, let me close that out and go on to hour number 2. We'll go set up that as well. Let me go put the redeem code. Where is the redeem code spot? There it is. Found it. Oh, don't discard it. Save it. Save it. And put that right there. Boom. And there's the code. And I'll go copy paste it in a chat for any of you that just want to go and copy paste it. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Or simply click the link that we're about to post in 1 second. And there you guys go. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code for any of you that want to go use. And that gives the normal rewards as always. Your invite code can be found underneath the your settings menu, just by clicking on this little cog under any menu. And whatever your game says there is what you put in. Redeem code is what's written below or in chat. And it gives the normal reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, bad gateway. It gives a bad gateway reward. But it gives 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. As always does. And let's just see what we get from the one. Anything good? Probably not. Nope. We don't even need more copies of it. I don't even know why they added this thing. All it does is triple to a blue. But the problem is its base damage is so ridiculously low compared to the average troop that does triple damage, which makes it near useless. Let's see. Oh, thank you. You like the ears? Oh, you got your daughter the same kind today? Very nice. Yeah, pink ears tend to be the most common ear to put on. Or, you know, like bunny Easter related ears. It's normally just pink ears. Even the skulls in this game have it. Even this little chick has it. Oh, the invisible chick. Let's see. If I like cover it slightly, it becomes not invisible. Which is kind of odd. But yeah, he has the same ears as us. Same exact ears. Well, not exact, but you know, the white rims with the pink inside, like the generic bunny ears. The bunny ears. But anyways, yeah, they're cute and festive, of course. Could you explain how Guild Wars defense works? Is it necessary to use all the colors of the day to defend? No, it doesn't matter what you defend with, as long as it's unique. You could use all the exact same color. It could be all different colors. It could be absolutely anything. The only thing you have to abide by is all the defends have to use completely different troops, and you can't repeat any of them. So all 24 of your troops that you set on all 6 defend teams must be completely unique and different. But as long as you do that, there's no other requirement. You can use any team compositions you want. The color of them doesn't matter. What you're supposed to do is build any team that will counter out the current color of the day as best as you can. But their specific color is irrelevant. Only when invading does your color matter. Yeah, you can use pure color defense if you want, though you basically just be disadvantaging yourself for no reason if you were to do that. Yeah, isn't really explained that well in the game. Well, actually, it isn't explained anywhere within the game. That you don't actually have to set pure color as your defense, but yeah, you don't have to set pure color as your defense. It only matters for invading. And we'll go throw a firebomb down there. That should give us the last little bit of our mana. Get our WAN in there, and we're good to go. Also, hello, Reluthium. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, another Arcane too. I think we're almost at 170 of them now. Once we reach about 175, we should probably go switch into a different one. Oh, I forgot to go update the data, because we haven't found a single gnome yet this hour, or this particular hour. Let me go get a another little thingy for it. Also, I need to go delete all of these later. Let's see. Let's go bring this up. Click OK. And let's see. Treasure. Gnomes. Hour 2. And 0. Okay. And then we move that to a space where it's not blocking as much. Let's move it to a space where it's not blocking as much by blocking just as much. Now we'll go throw a firebomb down. And then get Sunbird, and we'll be good to go from there. But as I mentioned, when we find another vault key, we'll give out another redeem code. And if we don't find a vault key, we'll just give it out at some point. I sure hope we find another vault key in 2 hours. That'd be really disappointing if we don't. Though then again, we got exactly what we needed. For anyone who's getting here a little bit later, we finally got a Val Raven. Spoilers, we got a Val Raven on one of the vault keys. Actually, on the only vault key we've gotten so far today. Which is the last troop we needed to have every troop in the game. Oh wow, another Arcane back-to-back. Very nice. Are you going to have a spot in your guild this Sunday? Normally it's on Mondays when my spots open up. As far as having a spot, I do not know for sure. I don't believe I will be. And currently, I believe we're currently full, and I don't think anyone's actually leaving this Monday. Though, if they do leave, it's normally on Monday, not on Sunday when people tend to leave. Monday tends to be the biggest recruiting day, not Sunday. This mainly occurred due to Guild Wars. It used to be on Sunday, but then Guild Wars changed that forever. Anyways, let me go and... speaking about that, guilds. Yeah, we're currently 30, and from my last recall, no one from my guild was specifically mentioning that they were going to leave. Though, of course, some people might. Or if due to the holidays, they might be on vacation or something for Easter. And then not coming back until a while, and they might just want to leave for that reason or something. Well, let's go and try... Oh, never mind. That's not a good chance to extra turn. I might as well just firebomb him. Oops! Did I just do a PvP battle? Yes, I did. Good job. Well, since we're here, let's try winning with this. It's a good chance that we won't, but hey, we're already here. Might as well try. There, we'll move that over. Take that skull so we actually get some value. Come on, Sunbird, I need you not to die. No! Okay, we lost. It's not winnable at this point. He's just gonna do that again and then win. That is not what I meant to do. What I meant to do is click Explore there. Definitely don't want to PvP with that team. Explore teams are absolutely abysmal at doing PvP. If your Explore team is capable of winning PvP, there might be a problem with your Explore team. Because that likely means you could do modifications to it to make it run quicker. It's just that quick isn't good in PvP because you need strong, not quick. But yeah, most PvP teams do work in Explore, but they're a lot slower. But most Explore teams do not work in PvP. The only few that do are like Dragon Soul related ones. But those tend to go slightly slower. But they go slightly slower because they're deliberately trying to gain souls. For example, we could be running like Dragon Soul, Triple Azurus, Dragon Soul, Umber Wolf, Double Azurus, stuff like that right now. And while that we'd win at about half the speed, we would be gaining quite a competent amount of souls while we do so. That'd actually probably be around 30,000 souls per hour in Explore, somewhere around there, which is definitely quite a lot. Actually, maybe lower than that. It's only one fair Shra. Actually, I don't know exactly how much I would do, because normally whenever I test that team, I do it within challenges, not explore. Anyways, let me go under Soulforge. I believe our diamond amount is now finally fixed. Never mind. We need 1 more 2 diamond in order for it to be fixed. Anyways, let me go update that. Our first gnome of the hour is the useless 2 diamonds. Though compared to some drops, that is technically better than 2 minor trade stones. Diamonds. Oh, why am I typing in that? 2 diamonds. There we go. Typing in such a weird order. And type in the 1, and we're good to go. Okay. That's funny. Hour 2 and 2 diamonds. The 2-2. Okay, let's go and head back there then. Now that we got that recorded. Arena is still the best way to get souls if you're a newer player. But if you have any realistic soul farming team, it's better just to use that soul farming team. The only time when Arena is the best way to obtain souls is if you have Dawnbringer but no Fairish Ra. Arena is the quickest method of gaining souls. But you would have to have Dawnbringer and have no Fairish Ra in order for it to be the quickest. But if you have a single Fairish Ra, any team with Fairish Ra, or any of the standard soul farming teams with Fairish Ra, is quicker than doing Arena with Dawnbringer. Because 1 Fairish Ra teams range anywhere from about 20,000 to about 35,000, sometimes even about 40,000 souls per hour, whereas Arena with Dawnbringer ranges anywhere from about 15,000 to 30,000 souls per hour. So they can overlap and be just about the same. But once you start getting into like 2 Fairish Ra territory, then it's definitely quite a bit better with the Fairish Ras, that is for sure. Also things like Fairish Ra double Azurus and stuff also have quite a bit of potential. Like Dragon Soul double Azurus Fairish Ra, or throwing an Umber Wolf into it and stuff like that, in place of one of the Azuruses. Yeah, I might need to go collect more data on them in the near future. As of recently, I haven't tested any soul farming team within the new Explore. Because normally I would always do them in challenges because there was no repeat button in Explore in the past. But now with the repeat button in Explore, while it would still take longer to win out Explores than challenges, due to the repeat button, that would diminish some of the time. Because every time you are with Explore, that repeat button shaves off about 2 to 3 seconds or so, probably more towards 2, every single cycle that you go through. And that definitely stacks up when you're winning 3 to 4 times per minute. Though, of course, the soul farming team would be a little bit slower than that, but, you know, it still would stack up to be quite a bit. Even if you only do that 60 times, that's like 2 minutes right there that you just shaved off. That is potential battles that you could be getting. That's essentially 2 more, at minimum, like 2 more battles that you could have done to gain souls, which in many cases is like 1,000 souls extra they can get just from doing the repeat button being there. I really wish they would have added that to challenges, though. If they ever did, that's going to be super powerful. I'm surprised they didn't. I guess they just thought it would be too powerful if they did. They only added it to Explore for whatever reason. Oh, and into treasure maps as well. Though it's kind of irrelevant in treasure maps due to how long they take, unless you're like spam treasure hunting. Which some people in late game do, but it's not that common. Hey, no problem for the code. Yeah, anyone just getting here, make sure to use it. And we'll be handing out another code when we get the next vault key, if we get a next vault key. We'll still be handing out a code even if we don't, but we'll be handing it out at the specific time of when we get one, if we do get one. Or another one. You only have 2 mythics, you really have no luck with drops. Almost 2 years of playing and only 2 myths. Ouch. Yeah, that can be quite unlucky. It does happen sometimes, though. There's still some people that have, probably in the same position, that have like 0 mythics. Or actually, maybe not 0. Because you'd eventually just have, by default, some mythics due to the Soul Forge. Because even if you're just playing casually, as long as you're doing, and not spending like any of the gems or anything else on the packs, even if you're just getting the minimum dungeons done per day, I think just from that, and between like the little bit you get from a guild, it takes about 3 to 4 months for 1 free mythic every single time. So over time, just by doing that, you would eventually just stock up on some mythics, just due to diamonds in general. So even if you get the worst of luck ever, within about the next couple of months, you should be able to get one, assuming you're at least doing the dungeons. And dungeons take, like, this late in the game, which I assume you're in if you've been playing for that long. You can wipe out dungeons in, like, in about 2-3 minutes with even something just like what we're using right now. It's pretty easy to take out. Dungeons this late in the game are very, very easy, since they don't really scale up in difficulty or anything. Oh, oops, let me go mark down the gnome. It was 2 trait stones. That's funny, everything we're getting has a 2 in it. 2 minor trait stones, though I think that's every possible drop that has 2. It's only 2 diamonds and 2 minor trait stones. Nothing else from the gnome specifically comes in intervals of 2. Okay, we'll go and get that done. Though we could end up getting 2 of both the ones that give 2. Oh, that would be so facepalm worthy if we get 2 minor trait stones again to make 2 2s. 2 2s. Oh, where do you use the redeem code? You use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. It only works on PC and mobile if you are playing on either of those 2 platforms. It does not work for the console versions, unfortunately. You were a casual player, but after you've met me, you end up becoming more hardcore. That's cool. Yeah, I used to play this game very, very, very casually when I was in college, because I never really had the time to play as much as I do these days, that's for sure. I still used to be on, like, the forum and stuff a lot more. Actually, I used to be in the forum a lot more when I was actually in college than I am these days. I think it was mainly because between classes sometimes, I would have nothing to do if I didn't have any assignments or anything to study or anything like that. So, in being bored, and since I couldn't actually play Gems of War on their stuff, and I normally wouldn't bring my actual laptop unless I had, like, some kind of project or something specifically I needed to work specifically on it but I would normally just go on the forum and just, like, do stuff on that. Just because I would sometimes have, like, an hour block of time to do almost, like, anything in, so I just kind of use that for that most of the time. But anyways, yeah, I used to play pretty casually. There was even, like, 2 months where I didn't, like, quit the game, but because there was, like, such a dry period of no updates, back when the game was actually reached, I think it's the lowest amount of players ever. It was the August on the first year it ever came out, I believe, because there just wasn't an update for several months, and the game was just starting to get a little stale at the time. Because that was before even Arena or Treasure Hunt, if I'm not mistaken. Like, almost nothing was in the game at the time, other than just, like, the base shell of, like, PvP and stuff like that. But, because no trait stones, no nothing like that. Very few stats effects and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, there was a few months, or not a few months, but a few weeks there where, all I did was basically just come in, do the normal PvP at the beginning of the week, and then I just, like, stopped for the week. Because there weren't as many daily things as you needed to do back then either. You pretty much just did PvP, and that was it. That's all you really had to do. Nowadays, there's dungeons, there's PvP, there's whatever guild-related thing is the current week. And then there's other side things as well, like Bounty Hunter and stuff. But they definitely added quite a bit more as far as things to distract you on a daily basis. Which is slightly annoying, because it is starting to get to a somewhat competent amount of time that you need. Like, raids and invasions take up several hours out of a week. I believe the average amount of time if you buy a triple pack, which is what I've been doing for every single time, it takes about, I think, 5 hours across the total of the week, throughout the week. And possibly even more if you got more packs, so of course slightly less if you didn't. That's quite a bit of time. That's more than what Guild Wars takes up, or at least the current state of Guild Wars. When Guild Wars first came out, it actually did take out about the same amount of time, though. It's kind of weird. Guild Wars used to take up a lot more time than what it currently does. The main thing that kind of shifted it was when unique teams came out, was one of the bigger things, because you couldn't just spam the most annoying meta teams in the entire game. It forced people to have to use slightly horrible teams, because you couldn't just spam the same thing every single time. Oops, I almost just typed in 1000 there for whatever reason, but there we go. Yeah, of course, before the whole unique defend team came into the game, before everyone would just spam the same team every single day, and whatever the most overpowered team at the current state was, or the current time in the game, is just what everyone would spam. And you'd basically fight the exact same team for every single battle, every single day. Because almost everyone later in the game would have the most overpowered team, same team. And when someone sees them, whenever someone gets beaten by one, they're like, oh, I'll go use that team. And then everyone will be like, oh, let's just all go use that team. And then everyone in the entire game just ends up shifting towards it. Or at least towards, you know, the higher ends of the game. Yeah, the redeem codes are pretty much just small little gift thingies that the devs generously provide to us. They also hand it out during their streams and through some other content that they do on like their social media and stuff that I normally don't follow that much because I normally don't follow like any social media much. Actually, I don't think I've posted on my Facebook for like almost 2 months now, or it's been at least like a month. People requested it like ages ago, like, hey, you should have like some kind of social media, and I end up just deciding to do Facebook, and I like almost never use it. I didn't even announce we were doing all this Easter stuff or anything like that. I probably should use it a little bit more. I just never really use social media though. I just don't really have any need to. Like some people use it for their news and stuff, but I get news normally off of YouTube through various mediums. I never get it from TV at all these days, or from Facebook or anything like that. The only thing, and I don't normally use Facebook for like socializing or anything either. If I'm ever using it, I'm just using it to specifically look something up for well, some kind of event or some kind of game or some kind of something, or I'm specifically posting something for myself that's just related to the channel, because people requested for it a while back. I feel kind of bad not using it though. Also, I should probably disable private messages or direct messages, whatever it's called on that platform, because I think I have like 30 direct messages on there that people have sent to me, and I don't think I've answered a single one. Well, I have in the past, but as of the most recent ones, I probably haven't answered them. So I should probably disable it, because Facebook's... If you want me to not answer something, Facebook is the best location to try to contact me. You should definitely not try to contact me there, that is for sure. Sure. What do you need help with, Sooks? Let me know what you need help with, and I can help you with that thing. Oh, another treasure gnome. Very nice. Have I got any good soul farming teams? Depends what you want to use. Cheapest one is Valkyrie triple Warlock with double traits. Oh! I clicked that so quick I couldn't see it. Luckily we have instant replays. So, oops. I forgot we even got a gnome there. I was reading chat and just out of habit clicked the repeat button too quickly. Well, luckily we'll be able to freeze it and see what we got. 2 diamonds. Really? Well, at least that was the 2 diamonds we need to now get their thing to normal. But now we have 2 diamond drops. There we go. 2 diamonds. Put a 4 there. There we go. And if I'm not mistaken, now our diamonds are perfect. So let's never get a, let's somehow never get a 2 diamond drop ever again, because we have fixed our amount to be a normal number now. Finally. Unfortunately, it's going to be ruined the second we get another 2 diamond drop, which is probably going to happen. But for the moment being, our diamond amount is normal. Alright, we're going to move that down. Get the firebomb and move from there. You need an offensive PvP team with Plague. You're level 300 and you recently got it as your first mythic. Plague, one of the main reasons you probably can't figure out a team for Plague is he's normally not really used for PvP. Plague is more of a defend troop, not an invasion troop. The biggest issue with using it with Invade is he's ridiculously slow, and most people opt to never use him in Invade, because Azura is, as weird as it may seem, better for invading than Azura. I mean, Azura is better on invasion than Plague. I said that in complete reverse order. But yeah, Plague is basically the defend version of Azura. But Azura in almost every single instance is actually better than it, which is kind of odd because you get Azura for free from completing out Merlantis Kingdom. But no, seriously, Azura is better than Plague. Very rarely would you throw him out, and the instances where you throw him out is when you specifically need his stat reductions as well as his impervious, mainly the impervious aspect. But yeah, he decreases a random skill on all enemies by an amount and then poison diseases them. This is okay, a little bit expensive. Problem is, this is ridiculously slow and does no damage, there's no mana accumulation. It just disables out the enemy, and as well as his final trait, which also helps to disable out the enemy. But in most situations, you're better off going Azura when invading, because it is way quicker. Not only is it only 14 mana cost instead of 22, it dispels all enemies, which means if they have barrier or something, you'll be able to remove all those barriers and not have to deal with them. It also removes things like enchant and basically every stats, positive stats effect, like empowered and stuff like that. I mean, not empowered, like enraged and stuff like that. Every single positive stats effect it just completely removes. And then it does a random skill decrease. It's a lot lower than Plague's, but it has a boost ratio, which means earlier on in the game it's more effective, so lower level players, which assuming you only have 1 mythic, you probably are more towards a lower level, So you'd get slightly better value out of Azura. Like your Plague is probably very similar to your amount of Azura, meaning that your boost ratio is helping it out a lot based on how many blues are on the board. But it then explodes all the blues, which is the main reason why Azura is better. Plague has no mana generation whatsoever. The thing that Plague does is it makes it harder for the enemy to gain mana, but it does not give you more mana. Whereas Azura basically does the opposite. It doesn't disable the enemy's mana, but it makes it easier for you to accumulate mana by exploding all the blues, which accumulates quite a bit of mana, assuming there's at least like 6+ blues on the board. That is a really competent amount of mana. And yeah, it's just way better in almost all situations to use Azura. And Plague is specifically only really used when fully traded on defend team in very, very niche teams. He is not that commonly used for invading, just because it's not worth it. Unless you were specifically using like an all-impervious team for some kind of reason. That would be the only time you'd ever bother bringing it into PvP. But yeah, I would not bother invading with a Plague. In every single instance where you can use it, you're better off just putting Azura there instead. Let's see. Do you have another option for you? Are there any other troop that you can play in for 4x Divine and Furnace? As far... Oh, wait, Wait, why did I go to PvP again? I hate when I do that. It's the second time this stream I did that. Fail. It's just a habit. But anyways, a 4x Divine, and Furnace... What do you mean by that? As far as replacement for it? Like from this team that we have? This one over here? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? 4x Divine. I think you're referring to this one. But yeah, as far as replacements for this team, well, in Furnace, you can replace that with Goblin Rocket. Divine Isabella is pretty important to the team if you're specifically using like the Infernus Diviner aspect of it. But you can end up replacing out the Divine Isabella for just about any damage source. Yeah, because the whole premise of this team is mainly yellow spam. Yellow and red spam because of Infernus getting it for himself. But mainly it's centered around just doing a lot of yellow onto the board. Every single thing in some way helps with yellow. Pretty much. Mercy creates a bunch of yellow. Diviner, yellow converts of any color. Isabella, another yellow convert, specifically on green. And the only thing that doesn't is Infernus, but it does explosions, so those explosions with all the yellows that are on the board could align those yellows onto the board by just randomly exploding them all over the place. So basically everything is centered around that concept. And as long as you keep to that concept, you can just replace them out with anything. Goblin Rocket would still serve the same purpose, because you'd be able to go and use the yellows that are on the board to constantly keep maneuvering them around to keep your mana going up. And then as far as this, you could replace it with basically any yellow damage source. Doesn't really matter what it is, as long as it's a yellow that does damage, you'd be fine. That's pretty much what you would replace it out with. Mercy in most cases doesn't really have a replacement. I guess you could technically go Alchemist. Would be the cheapest possible replacement you could do for that. It would also make the team cover brown. Oh, never mind, started covering brown. But Diviner, there's no replacement for this, though it's only an ultra rare, so most people probably have this, and if you don't, you'd probably have it pretty soon if you don't already. And you'd be able to make those. Yeah, it's Ishbala. I keep saying Isabella. I understand that it's not that. I just keep forgetting. But yeah, it's Ishbala, not Isabella. I always pronounce it incorrectly. I keep adding an A that isn't there. Actually, I add a whole syllable that isn't there. And a letter. I add a letter and a syllable that doesn't even exist within the word. We're gonna move that over. Get a firebomb down and move from there. Could I show a good Cedric team? Oh, do I still have the really good team saved? I think I do. I don't think I'm using the correct hero class on it at the moment. Sure, let's go show that real quick. Those were really funny. Did I save any of the really funny ones? I think I did. Sparkle Bonnie Rose. Was this it? No, that's not it. Oh, well, that's one of them. Here it is. Here's the best team we found for it so far. It uses World Breaker. Of course, cheaper option is something like this, with the Alchemist Taraxis double Sparkle Sack, or the Alchemist Moneylender Bonnie Rose Cedric Sparkle Sack. But as far as the best possible team for him so far, it's not that. It's basically using the Bronze Lock Pistol like a Gorgolfa is essentially the best team I found for it so far. Actually, I shouldn't say that I found it. This specific one was actually found by someone else that was during our stream once. I think I made one modification to it, but it's pretty much the exact same team that he suggested. Forget who suggested it back then, but someone did. Okay, we'll go and move that right over. Get an alchemist down because we need that initial money to go get our bronze lock pistol rolling. I guess we'll do this on blue, just get that down. And now we can start pistoling. So let's go throw this just to get rid of that barrier. Oh, it's not frozen on anything. Actually, why are we so frozen right now? Let's go and get this down. Now get a world breaker. And just keep doing this to get our mana back up. Start poking out specific things. Which one's the biggest threat? Probably the summon. So we'll go do that. Throw this down again. And you might be wondering, how are we actually using Cedric Sparkle Sack right now? We're using him for his gold boost ratio. We were using it for the bronze lock pistol so it could destroy basically every single gem on the board. Specifically as far as his actual ability, very rarely would you ever need to actually throw it down. Like right now we could throw it as a meat shield, so we could do that. It shuffles him up some and we get a little bit of charm damage. But yeah, he's mainly just used for his final trait whenever you're using him. The ability itself is very rarely actually used. While fire bombs are pretty nice, they aren't, unless you actually have specifically a brown mana generator on your team or something to fill them up quickly. It's not really going to do much. Then again, I shouldn't say that. Oh, I was going to say we can actually kill it out with it, but nope. Because he got that little bit right there, we weren't able to. We'll go move that over. Sure, we'll go do another firebomb, why not? The only problem is that charm is really annoying because of how it moves. You've got to be kidding me, he got another Ural. I thought we were done with the Urals. And he gets another one. Okay, let's go get this down on brown. Get a world breaker down. And there we go. But yeah, Bonnie Rose and Bronze Lock Pistol are the only two things you could realistically throw with Cedric Sparkle Sack, because both of those gain the biggest possible benefit from being used with it. I guess this one also works. This was just a standard gold farming team against like the really low trophy stuff, like 1 trophies that have like no durability and stuff like that, or even just Explorer in general. Win a battle with only 1 Cedric Sparkle Sack? That actually wouldn't be too hard. All we'd have to do is find a, well, I shouldn't say too hard, but let me go try finding a mid-range team. Because all you have to do is just keep spamming the fire bombs down. Okay, here's a okay mid-range team. Actually, that's a pretty high score. Yeah, he's like only 500 lower team score. That's fine. Let's go win with 1 Sparkle Sack. I don't see why not. That shouldn't be too hard because all we have to do is just firebomb spam. It's gonna take forever, like probably 5 minutes, but it should be possible. Banner's already correct, actually. All we need is +2 brown to get the bomb bots up quickly. It's a lot more important to get them up than to get Cedric Sparkle up quickly. I guess kind of both, but luckily we just got full mana right there. He starts with half mana, so not too far we really need to go with it. So go do that. Oh, he only did 2. I thought for whatever reason he by default does 3. I don't know why I thought that. But yeah, he does 1, 2, 3. 1 through 3. So on average, it's gonna be 2 every single time. But, or on average, it's gonna you can expect to get 2. We'll go throw that down. That gives a little bit more mana back. Go get our mana right there so we can refire. Speaking about refire, throw the firebomb down. No, well at least we could use it for mana generation. So go grab that. Get another charm thing down. Oh no, we're gonna die soon. Go get the bombs. Oh, okay, good. We got 2. That was weird. It has like a weird delay to it. Let's go take another brown. Oh, he's gonna win because he has more durability on the thing. I'll have to take double brown here. I'll have to take a skull. He'll take the other skull, and then we take the brown because I don't think he's gonna go for it. He does get free red. Oh, but then that gives him Ural. I can't give him Ural. Wait, both of these skulls give him reds. Really? Okay, well, I'll let him just take a skull then. If that's the case, so we'll take those reds. And then we'll take this other skull. Oh, you know what? Actually, we take the brown. Throw the firebomb down and move from there. Why? I was just about to use that. At least we're about to get another Cedric up, probably from the firebomb. He needs to not die in order for us to win. He's not burned. I need 1 brown. Oh, wait, no, I don't. I need, Did I take a skull? No, I don't think I bother with a skull. I think I just take a bunch of mana from the bottom and then get his cast 1 more time. He'll survive. Oh, he's so lucky he didn't get a skull there. So let's go throw this down. That gets us the last little bit, and now we just double firebomb him, and then we win. All he has to do is not hit us. That needs to hit like last slot or something. He's probably going to do it right in the middle and get the best value out of it, which would be unfortunate. Let me move this so I can take that next turn. Okay. Well, that's still annoying. Oh, you got a summon too. That's going to prevent us from winning now, I think. Yeah, this is going to be weird. I need to go and use this firebomb for skulls and then throw this firebomb down. So we'll take that. That burns him. Then we throw this for damage. And down it goes. And now we survive with one firebomb. I don't think I've ever won a battle with only one firebomb. I mean, not firebomb. I mean bombot. Every single time I said firebomb that battle, I meant bombot. But yeah, that's what a battle looks like using only one of them. It's definitely possible. It's not realistic, obviously. And you would have to have a brown-oriented banner to actually do that. Like double brown or something similar. The next Kingdom's banner might be good for that. It's, or would it? What was the next banner again? I knew it was +2 brown, +1 purple. And there might be some kind of team with Cedric Sparkle Sack that wouldn't be horrible with. Though it probably would be. Well, maybe with Bronzelock Pistol. Well, let me see. What is the, 1 second. What is that color of the thing that's coming in? Hold up. Want to see if it works. Loading, loading, loading. Kingdom banner. Next Kingdom. Oh, never mind. It wouldn't work. That's minus yellow. But yeah, next Kingdom's banner is +2 brown, +1 purple, -1 yellow. So no, never mind. That wouldn't work with him. But there's definitely quite a few things that would work with that are brown oriented. Also works pretty well with those standard skull spammers that are brown-purple. There's a lot of skull spammers actually underneath the brown-purple category. That tends to be the most skull-oriented things. Like if you go under brown-purple, like probably 4 of these are all skull-related. Aberrath gains skulls. Amnesia summons something that summons skulls. Oops, wrong color. Psst. Never mind. Those are blue-purples. But Bone Dragon Skull. Bone Naga Skull Reflect, Bunny Nog, High Skull, Corrupt Sorceress summons something good with skulls, Element Grim is Anti-Skull, Gargantar gains better skull value, Keeper of Souls is one of the standard skull spammers. Let's see, other ones. Actually, there's a lot less than I thought it was, actually. Really? It's like Bone Dragon, Keeper of Souls. I always thought Brown Purple had a lot more skull spam than that. Apparently not. I guess because those two have always been so prevalent that it just seemed like there was a lot. But no, this entire time there's only really been Bone Dragon and Keeper of Souls underneath Brown Purple. Interesting. Never realized that. Yeah, there's only those two specifically under Brown Purple. Weird. Always thought it was more. I guess because Bone Dragon was so overpowered for so long that it just seemed like it was more. Because he was used always, pretty much. And Keeper of Souls is occasionally used in place of it, though these days doesn't really see much usage. Anyways, let's go throw 4 times Divine, and then go head back to the grind on Treasure Gnomes. This hour is actually a little bit low, mainly because we've been doing a bunch of other stuff. We'll be able to make up for it by hopefully getting like 5 in a row or something. No, it's fine if we get a little bit less this hour. Okay, anyways, we'll go and throw down a Mercy. Can I show a 2-time Cedric in action? You only throw it for Explore and stuff. I could go show it real quick. I don't see why not. But you wouldn't throw it in PvP, obviously. There's no 2-time Cedric team that you can ever win with in PvP. It's not made for winning in PvP. It's made for basically like challenge farming and stuff like that, or Explore farming. Probably more so Explore farming. Like, for example, if it was an event week where you had to do a bunch of battles and Explore, it could end up being viable to run Cedric there. If you still wanted to get the gold value of PvP, but still wanted to play Explore because the event was related to Explore, that is when you'd pull out the double Cedric team, if you were to bother with it. You really don't need double Cedric, though. One is normally more than enough in most situations. But let's go and just throw that down real quick. We're actually kind of already here. Let's just go and build the team up. And actually, never mind. We already had it saved because I haven't bothered replacing it out yet with anything. And it's over here from when we showed it from the video. Not that one. Sparkle Gold. It was this one. You can replace out Traxxas with World Breaker. World Breaker would actually be better. I showed it with Traxxas because it's more realistic that someone has Traxxas than a World Breaker, obviously. Traxxas is only epic, whereas World Breaker is a mythic, so a lot less people have it. Let's see, what do we even need here? I guess we'll go take a... I'm gonna try and get lucky. Okay, we didn't get it. That wasn't worth it. Not at all, so we'll just go drag that down, get an alchemist, and go from there. I need to try keeping brown on the board, and red. So we'll do this on blue. Oh! I need to keep blue on the board, too. Fail. Fail. The amount of fail that just occurred right there. Actually, I probably should have just done it on red. That, in that case, that actually would have been better, just to do it on red at that point. But anyways, let's go throw this down. Get an alchemist and go from there. Alchemists, why you know a line? You're supposed to get those quick aligns for us, so we can get that gold up. Now we just need one more alchemist, and we're pretty much going to be good to go. Get that on red. Convert all this mess around. Never mind, we already got it. As you can see, we end up getting, for about a minute, we end up getting an okay amount of gold while still maintaining our event gem rate. It's nothing like PvP, but if you specifically need to go farm the event while doing PvP, farm the event that's specifically an explorer while still wanting to gain gold, it would serve that purpose. That's about it. There isn't really anything like too over the top to throw for it. And if you have World Breaker, I would definitely advise using World Breaker for it. Actually, I should probably go do that for the next battle just to show what it does. But Traxxas is the cheaper option. It's nothing over the top, but it gets the job done. Also, for earlier on in the game, if you happen to have the Cedric Sparkle Sacks, it could potentially be about as much as PvP. Though, later in the game, it's never going to be more than PvP. Okay, what kind of converts do we have? Let's get that on purple, which we don't even use. Go throw this down, even though it's going to kind of help him. Okay, now it won't. Good. We'll go through that. Oh, we didn't get enough gold yet, though. It's the only slight issue with it, too, is if we don't get enough alchemist casts, you don't get the full amount of gold, which is annoying. So we have to go out of our way just to cast it one more time if we want to get the full amount. And there we go. And again, just the same amount of gold as always, the 1,320, or whatever you would end up getting based on your ratios. Let's see what it does with World Breaker. Should be quicker, because all we have to do is just cast World Breaker, get it back, cast World Breaker, go again, dead. But anyways, let's do that. What's the current event? Current event is kill a bunch of reds and explore, which technically you could be using it for this week, though given that's a Treasure Gnome week, you're better off just using a not this team and using a proper, just quick explore wipe team of any kind, because there's so many, the loot you would get from the Treasure Gnome would be better than trying to farm additional gold or souls for the most part. So we'll go through that in there. Just need that one World Breaker and then we pretty much just auto win. If we could actually get his mana, that'd be great. There we go. So we throw a World Breaker, throw an Alchemist, throw a World Breaker, dead. And it should work pretty much every time. It works quite a bit quicker than the other team. Though realistically, most people don't have this. Oops, we won too quickly. But yeah, along the lines of that. Yeah, if you have the World Breaker for it, it's worth messing around with. I might do this eventually when we have a special event that requires it, just so we can get the gold farming, just to see how well it does per hour. I think it's about half the rate of what you get for normal PvP, but still, that's still better than what you would normally be getting from Explore, and it wouldn't be too much slower, specifically with a World Breaker. With a Traxxas, it would be quite a bit slower, but with a World Breaker, it's about, I'd say... I don't know, because I haven't tested it yet. I don't even know what number to put towards it. But it's still pretty decently quick, is what I'm trying to say. It's not like blazing quick like this kind of team or anything similar to this. But it's still quick enough that for the extra gold that you're getting, similar to when you use like a Dragon Soul with a bunch of stuff behind it. It's slower, but it's quick enough that the extra resources that you're getting from it is worth the slower speed. Valkyrie, Bonnie Rose, 2x Cedric's. That also is perfectly fine. Though you wouldn't end up getting that much gold from it, though. Because Bonnie Rose gives very little gold. And you'd have to get all of your gold off extra turns then, if that was the case. That'd be one of the cases where Greedy would actually be good. That one trait that gives a bunch of gold whenever you extra turn. Greedy's pretty underpowered, though. Really wish they would have made it, like, slightly higher. There's one trip that has a higher version of Greedy, but it's completely useless. It's that Goggin good guy. The problem with him is he sacrifices all of his gold every single time he casts, which is kind of counterproductive in most situations. Hey, there we go. I was wondering when we'd get another gnome. It's been a while. We went, like, almost 30 minutes, wow, without a gnome. Actually, not that long. It was like 25 minutes. Still, it was a long amount of time. 1 gem key. Not the best of drops, but better than some of the other ones, that's for sure. That's basically 9 gems worth of resources. Oh, so that's the first time we've gotten 1 gem key drop specifically in the last few days. We got a 4 gem key drop, but that's our first 1 gem key drop of the current gnome event. Is Garnock any good? For the most part, no. Garnock, it's an okay summoner. And if you're using all orcs earlier on in the game, you can get away with it, because he has pretty decent gem spawn and everything. But, no, he's nothing too spectacular. He's kind of average. He's a summoner that you can kind of use with all orcs and just kind of have it there, but more often than not, it's pretty useless. They've reworked him a couple times, and every single time they keep reworking him. They adjust him slightly, but he never really becomes viable. Most of the things he summons is almost better than what he even is. You get 3 times event key from a gnome? Nice. That is the second best drop off of them, is 3 event keys. The only drop better than that is a Vault Key. Or probably a Vault Key. A Vault Key could actually technically be less value than 3 event keys. But more often than not, a Vault Key will be better value than it. But yeah, 3 event keys, basically the best drop you can get that's not Vault Key related. You can also get it during a Vault Key too, which is really nice, though the chance is pretty low. I forget what we got on our data earlier, but it's only a few % chance that you specifically get a 3 event key drop. But it is definitely really nice when it does occur. Oh, sorry, did I miss a question? Oh yes, we finally got the Val Raven! We did. We finally got a Val Raven. We got it on the only Vault Key we got this stream so far. We ended up getting a Val Raven on it. But yep, we finally did it. We have every troop in the game, not counting Zugoff, but he doesn't count. So we have every troop in the game, finally again. It took forever. It took this entire patch. This patch has been out for, like, what, a month and a half now? Like 6 weeks or so? And we just now, during the stream, ended up finally hitting all the troops. And it's going to be about, like, 3 to 6 months, maybe even a year, until we get a Zugoff. But, there's still 0 people with it, so... I wouldn't really consider him an actual troop until about, maybe, at the earliest, like August. Maybe about around the time of August, I'd consider him a real troop. But at the current moment, no one is realistically getting him anytime soon. So no need to go and rush towards him. 100 souls? Well, at least we got an arcane. That's pretty sad when the trait stone drop you get from the battle is better than the drop you get from the treasure gnome. We get 1 arcane trait stone, and then we get the 100 souls from the thing. That is pretty bad. It's also funny when you're using like a soul farming or gold farming team and you get a gnome kill, when the amount of other resources you get, like from a PvP battle or something else, is more than what the gnome even gave. Actually, I don't even know if I value 100 souls as more than 2 diamonds. I think I value 100 souls as better value than 2 diamonds, but I value 5 diamonds as better value than 100 souls. Okay, we'll go through that done. You have all 3 cards from the vault? Nice. Yeah, it took us forever, but we finally did too. Well, 2 of them have been available by other means. Really, the only one that's kind of hard these days now is just the Val Raven, because it's never been available through the Soul Forge or any other location. And you know, because we just got the Val Raven, you know what's going to happen. Next week, the Val Raven will be available in the yellow chest thing. I'm calling it right now. The yellow chest for next week is going to have a Val Raven in it, just because we just got Val Raven. Same thing happened when we initially got the red gnome Like, I think it was exactly the week after. It was either the week after, the week after, the week after. Or, you know, the subsequent week after the week, you know, basically 2 weeks instead of just the initial week immediately after. But, yeah, it's going to happen. Val Raven will probably be in there just because we just got it and just going to taunt us like crazy. But at least we got it. Even if that was the case, we would have to go and waste a bunch of those yellow chests, so at least we don't have to do that, even if it does come in that way. Tacet prefers 2 bunny ears over 2 diamonds. That's funny. What's better than 1 pair of bunny ears? 2 pairs of bunny ears. I should totally wear that for Easter. I think I'm going to do that. And see how many people just are like, what on earth are you doing? I should totally wear it for tomorrow. I think I will, just for fun. Alright, anyways, we'll throw this down. And as I mentioned, we'll give out the final redeem code for today if we find another Vault Key. And if not, we're still going to give another redeem code. It'll just be a little bit later. But ideally, it'll be during the next Vault Key. All we need to do is actually get a Vault Key would be good. This hour has been pretty bad for Gnome so far. Only 6 so far, no Vault Keys. At least we got our Val Raven, though. I'm already perfectly happy. We got the main thing I came here for, which was my main goal of actually even farming the treasure gnomes this time around, other than getting more data, because it's always nice to have more data, is more specifically to get a Val Raven, and we finally did that, so I'm happy. That's the main thing I needed, and we got it, so we're good to go for now. Now we're just basically just doing it for fun at this point and data purposes. Give a Tacet an odd number of bunny ears? No, that'll throw me off. I do actually have a 3rd pair of bunny ears. Let me go get them. I don't wear them because they're like flimsy and they also green screen. Because they're kind of weird. Also, my ears just fell. I didn't put it like that. They actually just fell like that. Should I keep it like that? No, that's too weird. It looks like a bug, like an insect, like a little antenna things. Actually, it look like my eyes if I like move down. I now have bunny eyes. But yeah, I have these, which are really, really weird when you show them from the front. Because it's like a, well, I can't really show the material because it gets green screens. I guess I could disable the green screen for a second. It's like a little plastic thing. And because of the light shining on it, it gets like all weird. If I like block it some, it'll not happen as much. But there's like a light source there and a screen, but yeah. Like that little like plastic stuff. But whenever the light gets on it, it's all weird. But we could do the other side and it looks like white. Anyways, let me move this over. Trying to... Well, first things first. Let me get this back up. It's being all weird. So put that back up. And now let's try putting a 3rd pair of bunny ears on this somehow. How do we make this work? Let's see. I have no good way of doing this. Maybe if we put it around our neck. I think it's big enough that we could... It fits. There we go. It's a bow tie. Oh, that's perfect. It's a bow tie. We got this. We got a bunny bow tie. Kind of. Close enough. There we go. How many bunny ears can we put on our body before we run out of space? Like, that'll work. It's not choking either, though it does feel slightly awkward. Now to just maneuver the headphones around them, and we're good to go. Cross them over the other ears? What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean like side to side? Oh, we did that before. It feels really weird on the head. I can't really do that. We have done that before. We ended up doing that, I think last Easter? But yeah, you could just put it vertically there. It feels really uncomfortable, though. I know from when I did it. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to prolong it. Also, it could sometimes accidentally poke you in the eye, which is not good. This is a lot safer. It's like putting it around our neck is a lot safer. That's not normally something you would say, but in this case it is. Hey, we got an arcane from it too. Very nice. I guess next year we're going to need to get a 4th pair. Every single year, because last year we had 2 pairs of bunny ears. This year we had 3. I think every year I need to get an additional pair of bunny ears and then wear it. And then like 5 years from now, if we're still doing this, we're going to have, let's see, this is year 2. So year 2 has 3 bunny ears. Oh yeah, so we'd have 6 bunny ears on us if we were to keep doing that every year. I think that needs to become a thing. Okay, that's going to be a new tradition then. Every year we will add 1 pair of bunny ears until we run out of room and are incapable of putting more bunny ears on us. That sounds like a plan. A really strange plan, but why not? Anyways, 5 gems. That is less than 1 gem key, so that goes right there. 5 germs. 5 gems. And there we go. There you go. Well, this hour definitely wasn't that great. Hopefully we'll find at least 1 more gnome, if nothing else. Is there something that can replace Sunbird? Normally there really isn't much of a Sunbird replacement. Normally the Sunbird is the replacement for other troops in most teams. As far as damage, I'm trying to think of a cheap damage source that could work. I guess Ranger or Rock Spirit could be okay for earlier on. Still would work for things like Explore and such. Yeah, there's not too many alternatives for Sunbird that are like really, really cheap. Because as I mentioned, normally the Sunbird is the cheap replacement. But yeah, if you don't have a Sunbird, it is available right now if you happen to have some of the Soulforge stuff, resources, and if you want to try going on luck-based, though basically everything is luck-based. But if you go under Soulforge right now, it's actually available. You can't specifically craft it, which is unfortunate. Oops, that's not where I meant to go. But if you go under Soulforge, underneath the purple color right now, Sunbird's actually available right over here. There's also a couple other good drops here too, so even if you don't specifically get Sunbird, there's still plenty of... it's not like you're missing out on something, you're still getting something pretty decent most of the time. But yeah, the Summoner, Sunbird, Flame Troll, Banshee, Ancient... Actually, everything Rare Plus is actually pretty decent here. Particularly these two, the Sunbird and Flame Troll, are absolutely amazing troops that I still even use in late game for a lot of my teams. They're both really core late game kind of troops, or early game as well, but yeah, definitely worth. You have a 1 in 4 chance that you get one of them, 1 in 8 chance specifically of a Sunbird. So if you have the resources to throw down the little 50 little purple thing, as well as the souls, it's definitely worth at least attempting some if you have some spears laying around. But yeah, Sunbird's just laying right here out of 1 in 8 chance. And even Flame Troll is here. It doubles the amount of reds. Pretty good in any team you need a lot of red in. Other than that, yeah, pretty much everything is here. Monster Muncher is used as a monster counter. Ancient Golem is pretty good early game true damage because it has a 4 times boost ratio for every blue it destroys. So it can pretty much, maybe even one-shot earlier on in the game with how much true damage it has. Banshee is a really, really early game when you have no other option. Soul Farmer that you can also use in place of a Hellcat if you don't have a Hellcat. Pretty similar to it while it gains souls. And Summoner they actually buffed recently. It used to only do 5 life, but now it's based on its magic. It's still pretty close to 5 life earlier on in the game, but it now scales throughout the entire game now. So it scales a little bit better as you progress through. And it summons a Bone Daemon. Yeah, Bandit and the other one's pretty useless though. That one just steals gold. It's only good against Bonnie Rose and Bronzelock Pistol, because they actually lose gold when you steal it from them. And Zombies basically just dead content, so nothing there. But yeah. If you don't have it, you can get it there. It's the highest chance you're pretty much ever going to have to specifically get a... Oops, what am I doing? It's the highest chance you're ever going to have of specifically trying to get one. Unless you just want to throw down a bunch of glory and gem keys and eventually get it. Wisp, then Rowan? I guess you could do Wisp. If you happen to have a Wisp and don't have the Sunbird. It's not as good because you can't wipe with a Wisp. And the amount of damage you would do is quite low in Explore, specifically. And that's the main location you'd be using it in. If you were running it in dungeons, you could probably get away with it a little bit more. But I don't think you could do it that well in Explore. Because let's say we hit a Wisp, what are we going to do? If it hits this thing, it does 5 damage and 5 damage. That is basically nothing compared to Sunbird. Even Sunbird's default damage without the HP boost ratio is more than what a Wisp would do in that case. And even if we be generous with it and go, like, let's say this 10 right here, 10 and 10, that's only 20 damage. Again, even its base damage, without even doing its HP boost ratio, is enough. Even early on in the game, when you have no stats, you'd still be hitting, like, 40, 50, maybe even a little bit better with your Sunbird. Which is a lot better than what a Wisp would be doing. It's like double the amount a Wisp would be doing. And in our case, it's like 5 times the amount, maybe even more than what a Wisp would be doing. Oh, that didn't wipe. That's bad, because now we need a double Firebomb. Or Sunbird, that works too. Don't go into the street like that, the police will murder you on sight. Let's see. Get Skatey now and team up with Azura, Corvash, and Merlion. Also, that's actually pretty funny. But I can't say my full name on stream, probably. I have actually said it before. Though I don't think I said it on stream. But I have, like, a really fancy full name. So, I've actually, one of the times when I got pulled off by the cop, I ended up saying, like, my full name. And they were like, oh, okay, sorry, sir, and stuff like that. It's pretty funny, because I have, like, a really, even though I'm not, like, upper class, I have, like, a really upper class sounding full name. So, whenever I get pulled over by the police, I actually had that happen once when I was in, New Jersey in college, because my dad ended up parking somewhere. He was just like parking, it was like kind of a blind spot on the street, so a police car was coming up to it. And yeah, I just said the full name. Is like, oh, okay, sorry to bother you, carry on. It's pretty funny. It is pretty funny, because it was like a really like middle to upper class white neighborhood, so whenever they like hear a name like that, they're like, okay, I don't want to mess with this guy. It's pretty funny. Especially since I am pretty poor. Let's see. Are you going to your Let's Play account anytime soon? I have not done much with the Let's Play account for a while, though. I probably, if I find some time this weekend, I should go and do stuff with it. It only It only will take about 3 hours to complete out the event, so I should probably do that at some point on this weekend to go grind that out, because it really needs those resources. But yeah, if you want me to go do something specifically on it, I guess we could go head over. Maybe we can go do, you know what, let's go do treasure gnome hunting on it. Do you guys want me to go do that? I might as well. I don't see why not. It's been a while since I've bothered playing it, so maybe for our next hourly test, we could test it on what a lower level rate would be. So that actually sounds perfect. Let's go do that. So this is the last one of this current hour. So let me go switch over to the other one. So we'll go do that. Gonna do that. And there we go. And all that's good. Click OK. And that's our current hour. All that loot right there. But let me go collapse this and let's see, go put that away. Add this. Where's my next one? Put that in there. Boom. And let's do this as, oops, let's play data gnomes. Let me name it something specifically just so I know the difference. And let's see, low level gnomes. Yeah, let's just do that and see what we can get then. 1 hour and see how many we get. Currently 0. Okay, let's go switch over to our account and see how many we could do on our lower. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I just made it so big. And there we go. Okay. Anyways, let me go move this down. Leave. And let me move that down even more, just so it's not in the way whenever we go on this screen. There we go. Okay. So let's go start getting data for that. Let's go over to the other account and see what we can do. I've never actually tested to see how much we could do on that. I'm not even sure what our win rate is. I believe it's about 2 per minute, last I recall. But yeah, let's go switch over. It's going to take me about a minute to head over there, but let me switch over to the other account, and then we'll go do that. So let me log out of this. It's going to be the exact same team, but on a much lower statted account. George the Terror? No. It is not George the Terror. As if Tacet the Terror wouldn't have the same effect. I know, could you imagine if you got pulled off by the police And it's like, hey, sir, what's your name? Tacet the Terror. Sir, can I see your papers? You're now under arrest. I'm gonna need to profile you. Could you imagine that? Let's see. Anyways, obviously that's not my real name. Let's see. What do we need? We need to put that in there. Yeah, the gnome drop rate could definitely be buffed. They are planning on buffing it slightly. I don't think they're planning on buffing its frequency during the event, but they are planning on buffing its drop table in the future. I believe that's not coming in until next patch, though. But I believe next patch will be before the next gnome event, so it should be... By the time the next gnome event comes around in about a month, the drop table of the gnomes will likely be buffed by then. But anyways, we're loading up our other account. It's been a long time since I've been on this thing. Also, I haven't been on it all week yet, so we probably have a lot of stuff to go claim. What level should you start dungeons, and what's a good starter team? Good level to start dungeons is the earliest level you can start killing them. And that is normally around anywhere from level 50 to 100, depending on what troops you have. Also, hello, Anarchy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. But, yeah, it depends on your level. Really, depending on when you actually get around to starting it. But as far as good early game teams, if you have a Tesla, you can run double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. If you have a Crimson Bat, you can run double Soothsayer, Herdmaster Crimson Bat. Other alternatives is running like a Dragonian Monk with the Cockatrice combo. This will allow you to disable their mana, entangle them so they can't do skulls, while gaining barriers, essentially making you immune to almost everything they could possibly do, which is quite nice. Takes forever to win, but it does win. And other than that, you can kill, I believe, the first 2 battles with double Rock Spirit, Deep Borer, Ranger. You should be able to get away with that. Anyways, let's go claim all this. Should have quite a bit of resources. Actually, should have some saved up, too, that we haven't gotten to use for a while now. So let's go grab all this junk and start working towards the event. Need to kill a bunch of reds during this event, as you guys know, as the event objective. So we do want to go cover that quite a bit, that is for sure. And since we get extra souls and everything... Oh, you know what? Actually, I can't get away with that. I was going to say I was going to put the thing in my team so we'd get extra souls, because we get 40 additional souls every time we use this in, I believe, PvP and Explorer this week. Where'd it go? Glory rewards whenever you use the Owl Rider. But the problem with this is I don't think I can actually fit it in, because I actually specifically need double Firebomb very badly on this account. So here's the next order of business. What kingdoms can I even explore in? Here's the next problem, because I don't have too many locations where I can actually go to explore, because I haven't done the kingdom in almost every kingdom. Like, almost no kingdom have I actually completed out the kingdom. So let's go to... Let's see, we've done Broken Spire, I know that for sure. I don't think we've done much else other than Broken Spire, though. Also, let me go do dungeons real quick. Someone was mentioning dungeons. This is what I normally run on dungeons, particularly on this account. Double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. Unfortunately, this team is slightly expensive with Tesla, though the rest of it's double common with a rare. You can technically get away with this with any really heavy blue troop here, though Tesla does work out the greatest. If you happen to have it, definitely worth going for it. Also, I'm not counting the timer yet for us trying to hunt gnomes yet, because this battle has no gnome chance. So I'll go for all of these, and then we'll go ahead and try farming some gnomes and see what we can do for our hourly rate. I'm not starting our hourly rate yet, though, because this currently has a 0% chance of finding one. But yeah, this account's currently level 75, and we could easily run through all the dungeons with this particular team that we're using right now. So we'll go get that, throw that down, get that back up, get a Valkyrie down. It feels like we're playing a normal late game team, actually. It plays no differently. The only difference is we're slightly lower stats, or actually quite a bit lower stats, but it plays exactly the same as if you use this at level 1100, or like we were at almost level 1250. Makes no difference. Once you find it, you've pretty much just win the entire game. It's one of those teams. Same as when you find a Dragon Soul, same as when you find like a World Breaker or something like that, or Infernus. Once you get one of those like really core damage troops, you just auto-win the entire game just because they're so ridiculously strong as far as just how useful they are. Like, I'm going to do this on red, one of the worst things for us to convert out, but it does get us rolling, so we'll go for that, gate into gate, and go from there. Let me cast! He gets like 4 cascades. Go throw that down there. And obviously this is quite a bit slower than what we would normally be doing. Well, not quite a bit. I think we'll get it done in like 5 to 6 minutes. Of course, on our normal account, it's like 2 minutes flat, pretty much. Oops, I meant to do that on red. That was a complete misclick. Fail. We should still... Oh, you know what? We might actually lose now because he's going to get the Devour. That could be really bad. If he kills Tesla, we ought to lose. Yep, fail. Rip. I could easily won that if I didn't misclick that. Fail. Into it again. Luckily, the nice thing about dungeons is you get to try infinite time. So if you're a newer player who can't easily beat these, you have infinite tries. So if you can get even slightly close, you could probably get it. It might take like a half an hour to an hour with slightly weaker teams, but you would eventually get it as long as you can actually get kills. You know what? We're going to have to restart again. Luckily, as I mentioned, you can restart as many times as you need. You can even just keep restarting until you get a good starting board and then go from there. That's also a pretty good method to use as a newer player because it is going to be a lot. It's really difficult to do these battles as a really newer player. Like under level 100, maybe even under level 200 if you have like absolutely nothing to use. It can be a little hard to get through dungeons, but it's definitely possible. Oops. Oh, again. Wow, why is with my misclicks? I meant to do that on brown. Luckily, that was nowhere near as bad as the misclick this time. Okay, we'll go take the red over. Take the... What do I even need? Go take a blue, I guess, into a blue if we can get it. Didn't get it. Purple I don't need. What else? Take a red. He'll skull us, which is perfectly fine. We have enough reduction that's not... Okay, let's not miss this time. We got it on purple. Didn't misclick. So we're making progress. Go move that over. Get that down. Get another one down. Of course, he hits the one thing that actually doesn't have barrier. Oh, never mind. It's because he has an AoE. It actually hit everything. What do we need here? We'll go throw this onto... What do we even need? What do we need? What do we need? I guess we throw it on red. Not the color I want to do, but it gives us the mana we need. So he'll just go and poke us. Actually, you know what? Let me take that. Poke him back. It barely does any damage. It does like 5 damage for the 1 extra damage it does, but it's still more than 0. So it works. Let me get a Valkyrie down. Can we land it? Yeah, we can. We could do it on green. Oh! What? Okay, there's something wrong with my clicks right now. Something's up. That was obviously meant for that brown right there. It's like the 3rd time in a row I misclicked that cast. Amazing. It's going to call... Oh, wait, good. For any of you that don't know, good show of that mechanic there. Barrier, as of several patches ago, if any of you are coming back from not playing the game for ages, Barrier does have the ability to protect against Devour, which is quite helpful sometimes, as you saw right there. He still does the gem spawn and everything, but he doesn't get the Devour aspect of it, which is nice. What can you use instead of Tesla? Basically any heavy blue troop. Most of those troops would be towards the legendary side, unfortunately. But any heavy blue troop that does a lot of damage would work there. So you can use things like Crimson Bat, you can use things like Tesla, you can use things like... trying to think of other cheaper blue things that do damage. I think you could get away with using Azura, if I'm not mistaken. It would be a little slow, but for the purpose of running through dungeons, it would be easy. Plus, everyone has access to it. All you have to do is complete out Merlantis Kingdom and you would get it. Plus, this battle's starting to take so long because he's getting so much HP on this thing. This is actually one of the worst days to try throwing a Tesla on, though it does normally work out pretty well. I think we're just going to have to restart and give it another try and not misclick this time. So let's not misclick. Okay, let's do this again. And misclick 10 more times to know. As long as we misclick 0 times, we should be fine. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to keep restarting until we get a good starting board. And just cheese it out that way. Because that's going to be one of the easiest ways for us to actually get a solid win. Too bad we don't use brown. Okay, this is even worse than the previous starting board. Because we don't use brown. If we used brown, it would have been amazing, but we don't on this team. But yeah, there's no penalty to repicking a billion times, so you might as well repick a billion times if you're a newer player that can't easily win them. Go throw a Valkyrie down here. Don't misclick. Click the brown. There we go. Grab that. Throw a Tesla down, and we should be good to go. And he shouldn't get too many extra turns, if any at all, actually. The less extra turns you get, the better, because he just keeps gaining ridiculous amount of HP. He's getting 8 HP every extra turn. Oh, 12 HP. Never mind. Even higher than that. It'd be nice if he was only gaining 8. I normally don't even get to ever see those mechanics because we kill them so quickly with normal teams, but it's kind of funny. When you kill them slower, they're actually harder. But when you rush kill them, they're really easy. Stop gaining HP. Okay. It's going to be bad as we're going to kill the rest of his team before we actually get to him. And he's just going to have such a high HP value that we're barely going to be able to kill him. So we'll throw a Tesla down here, double check for any extra turns, should be fine. Hopefully he doesn't get one. Already got a kill, which is slightly bad because that's less armor value that we can use. We'll do that. We always throw the second one first so we can re-barrier that guy up, just so we can reflect against the skull in case he gets one. Or not reflect, but you know, protect against one. And in this case, since he already has barrier, I want to throw this one first so he can gain his durability of armor so he stays durable. And now we'll want to do that to re-barrier him, but before we do, let's just kill it with Tesla. And that's match. All we need is one more Tesla. And the next battle should actually be easier than this one, because it doesn't have an HP buffer, so it should die pretty easily. So as long as he doesn't go crazy here, we should just win off a double gate into a Tesla. And that's match unless he does something ridiculous. And nope, that's match. And down he goes. And now for the final battle. And fight. And then we'll go do treasure gnome hunting for an hour and see what we can get on a low level account. And this is pretty much what anyone could be expecting, whatever data we get from this one. Because this is pretty much the bare minimum of what you would use in Explore. What we're going to be showing. It's basically the exact same team except with no stats whatsoever, pretty much. With barely any 10 kingdoms. We do have a few 10 kingdoms, but it's very few. We only have all the magic and all the attack kingdoms, which only the magic really comes into play. Magic and HP would be the main two that would come into play when using it. Well, I guess defense too, but we have no armor kingdoms currently for our Rowan. Oops, I was taking that to try to get his mana up. Oh, I think we just lost, actually. Okay, good. That didn't kill us. Did he just hit a barrier? It did, like, no damage. Well, we'll go take a yellow there. It didn't surge. I keep forgetting. We have a ridiculously low surge chance. Earlier on in the game, you have basically 0%. Well, not 0, but, you know, it's really, really low. Okay, let's get a Tesla down. Hopefully he won't do that on blue. He just did it on blue, of course. At least it didn't actually do anything, though. That's not good. We have a Valkyrie, but obviously we have nowhere to use it now. At least we have Tesla up. And he doesn't gain insane extra turn value off of extra turns, so don't need to worry about that as much. Guess we'll go convert out purple, just so we have something going for us, so that we can actually use these. Nice extra turn. Go throw this onto, I guess, yellow, because we're running out of options. Throw Tesla down, and one more will be match. And as easy as that. Well, actually, the second battle was really annoying, but still good enough. I'll go take a red, throw down the purple, and that's match. And there we go. Oh, okay, of course. Never mind, we need one more. Barrier him so he doesn't die. Never mind. Still gets hit by a skull, fail. And then killed off by the burn. Oh, can you stop gaining HP? That'd be great. We could actually still lose this. That's amazing. We come so close, yet still lose. It's probably gonna happen too. We need like, how much damage was that? Never mind, we might be able to get it with one more Tesla. Let's get a nice Valkyrie in here somehow. Good, we get it on yellow. Not the best of colors, but it does give us a lot of mana. Move that so we get that little bit more mana. Take a red, and we should be on +2 red right now. Yeah, we are. Problem is we have no armor left. I have to double cast him before we cast once, because I don't have enough damage to kill him right now. This is not going to be enough when we cast this. No. I somehow need full mana before he casts somehow. So we'll go move that down. He'll take a skull, hopefully. Stop taking mana. Okay, we need to go just rush into Valkyrie and get an amazing move here. So we'll do that on green. There we go, and that's match. That was a little bit annoying, but I think that was first try, wasn't it, for that last one? Hey, we gained a level 2. Not necessarily a good thing. I do want to try keeping a low level, though we're going to gain so many levels right now from doing Explore. I've never actually done like extensively long Explores on this, and I don't need to buy the other pack. It's not worth doing when we have this few gems. We only have about 2,500. That's actually a pretty big pile, though. That's not too bad of a gem stack right there. But anyways, let's go start our farming. I guess we'll start it and do it for an hour. We'll start it at that time right there. So let me go mark that down. What time is that? That is at... what is that? 3:19 or 2:19? Well, 3:19 is when it would end. So let me put that there. 3:19, and that would be the final time of our completion for when we'd consider the thing to be over. Oops, I just got rid of it. Undo. Oops, there it goes. There we are, 3:19. Anyways, let me go, and now that we have that mark, so I know that we have it there, let's go and actually go start farming, unless there was some question I missed. Is Scion and Forest Guardian good? Scion in first slot, yes. Forest Guardian only used with all beasts. Very occasionally do you use it. How much have I spent on Gems of War? About $250 or so over the course of 3.5 years. Or actually 3 years and several months. But yeah, I believe we broke it down. It comes out to like, what, $5 a month or something? Which is basically what you'd pay for like a subscription to a game. But yeah, approximately about $250 or so. Enough to have VIP 6. And of course on all my other accounts I've spent 0. As you can see by the fact that we have no shield there with a number on it. Normally there would be a green shield with a number if you had any VIP on an account. But this one of course is still completely free to play. As we've been keeping it. All of our alternative accounts have been. We've created like 10 accounts so far, and only one of them have I ever bothered spending money on, of course. And all the other ones have been fully free to play, as this one currently is. Code? We'll be giving out code on next Vault Key. That or I'll be probably handing out in the next half an hour if we don't end up getting a Vault Key. But yeah, let's go start farming it for an hour. Actually, at this point, it's more towards the 20-minute mark. So let's just do that. And now let it begin. Let's go farm, what kingdom now? We only really have Broken Spire. I believe that's the only kingdom we've completed out, actually. So let's just go explore in Broken Spire and hope we find a lot of reds. And of course, the team I will be using is... do I not have it set up? I should. One of these teams should be it. There it is, low-level Explorer. Sunbird, Rowan, Double Firebomb. The exact team that we were using, except our stats are a lot lower, as you'll probably notice immediately when we start out the battle. So it's going to be a lot slower, but it's still going to be the exact same concept of team. It's a really cheap team that most people can afford early on in the game. The only really hard thing to get is really the Sunbird, actually, surprisingly, compared to everything else. Because Rowan you get for free from Forest of Thorns if you haven't gotten as a drop. And the Firebombs are commons. As you can see, they basically just one-shot us, but still easy enough to win at a similar rate. And, of course, we're just stocking up on event gems is the main thing we're trying to do right now. And find gnomes. Of course, finding gnomes is the other aspect. Oh, there we go. As you can see, this is the first time we've ever found a treasure gnome on this account. Though there is a really weird glitch, unfortunately. The first time you ever find a treasure gnome, your Empower does not trigger, or any starting trait does not trigger. So we're actually in a bad position now, because our first ever treasure gnome might escape us. Because it's talking about what a treasure gnome is. But in doing so, it creates a glitch, because they never test anything. Just kidding. They actually do, but they normally don't catch a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But anyways, let's go and kill it out. Wait, are these things even level 15? They seem low in stats. 16, 16, 20. Oh no, they're normal levels. Anyways, let me take a skull there for only 1 damage, but still there wasn't another alternative that was better. Go grab all that. There we go, nice, got Rowan. Our first ever gnome, let's see what we get from it. Or at least on this account, obviously. Obviously, we've gotten gnomes before. Could you imagine if we vault key our very first gnome? That'd be insane. I don't even know if we can kill the vault battle. Should be able to. Wait, 1,900 gold. What? Do they scale down based on your level? You're chipping me of gold. What is this? It must, before you reach level 100, it must give you lower reward. That's not fair. Why do you do this? They never said it was based on level. They're chipping us. Okay, I assume that's 2,500 gold, or what's supposed to be 2,500 gold. Rip. Okay, well, we'll write it down as 1,900. That or it's just a weird glitch because it was during the tutorial thing, one or the other. But there we go, 1,900 gold. But yeah, I think it's because we're such a low level. Really? That's not fair. Oh well, play again. It could have just been a tutorial thing. We'll find out in a second if we get less reward on our next one too. If it gives something like 75 souls, we'll know for sure. Or if it gives us 1 minor trait stone. Could you imagine that being even worse? Could you imagine just 1 minor trait stone? That would just be so bad. We're going to get so much EXP. We're probably going to be level 100 by the time this hour ends. Because Explorer gives an insane amount of EXP. Is Garnock a good legendary? No, Garnock's pretty bad. Someone asked about that earlier too. But yeah, Garnock's not really used for much. It's mainly only used in the context of an all orc team. And even then, it's only pretty average. Four event gems, very nice. Oh, quite a few event gems then. Not that bad at all. Oh, let me take those browns just to get it out of the way, get a little bit of extra mana. Since we have such a low surge chance, we need every little bit of mana we can get. Yeah, it works pretty much the same as you would in late game. It's a little bit slower, obviously, because we have less stats by a really large margin. But it still does the same thing, it's just slightly slower. It's not like we really have any kingdoms at all. We just have the basic magic kingdoms, which most people rush first anyways, because they're the most efficient to get first. And the only other thing we have is a little bit of attack. But we're barely using our skulls at all, we're mainly just casting. And I think I have like 1 or 2 HP kingdoms. Actually, I don't even know if I started on HP kingdoms yet. I don't think we have. Not fully certain on that. Also, if we ever need brown blue trait stones, we're probably gonna have a bunch of arcanes by the end of this. So we won't be needing any more of those. Yep, there we go, second gnome. Very nice. Hopefully he has normal loot. Otherwise, that is really disappointing. Yep, that didn't kill it out. Move that over. Let's see a vault key or something. Come on, loots. Nope, it did the same thing again. 1,900 gold. Does it just want to keep giving us this weird amount of gold? Can it give us anything other than this? But there we go. 1,900 gold twice. Never seen that drop before. I assume that's, like I mentioned, the 2,500 gold. It's just the lowest possible gold drop. Yeah, this seems weird that they have a different drop table for early on in the game. I'm really curious what level threshold you have to be until it starts giving the normal amount. I would assume 100. But there's no way to know for sure. Though we might if we end up reaching 100 by the end of this stream. I don't think we're going to hit that high though. Let's just keep spreading our mana evenly on this account. On my other account, I throw all into purple, but this account I'm keeping pretty even. Though then again, I might start throwing into Mang-related stuff, which is brown-red, just so we can go get that and see what early game Mang looks like. No, there's no such thing, I guess, as early game Mang, because the earliest you could ever really realistically get it at is like level 150, which I guess is still kind of early game. It's more towards mid game though. Once you start getting almost all the like mid-tier or higher tier hero weapons automatically from like 35 base mastery and stuff like that, is pretty much when you start hitting mid game for the most part. What level are the troops on the team? 17, 18, 5. Not even fully leveled stuff. I should probably go fully leveled to firebombs. But yeah, the firebombs are currently level 5. I think the reason for that was because they actually don't gain too much more damage from being leveled. Most of their damage is actually off their base value, which is kind of amazing. So even when you're like a really brand new player, you still get almost the full value out of Firebomb, which is quite insane. Assuming you have it fully traded, obviously, but once you get it fully traded, it doesn't gain much more benefit from there. It pretty much gains its full value at that point. Of course, you gain a little bit more value from having it like ascended and leveled and all that kind of stuff, but it's very minuscule. I think it does, like, if we were to fully max this thing out, it'd do, I think, like 7 more damage or something, which isn't really that big of a difference. It does when you're an explorer, but this early in the game, it's definitely not something we'd want to invest into because of how little impact it would make. Rather put that into bigger, better troops. Not that Firebomb is bad, it's just, like I said, it has such a decent base value. Well, you do that a lot in early game. You don't really see me using much of that strategy on my other account, because we have no need to, since we have so much resources. But there are a lot of troops you can deliberately not level up completely, or just maybe get their traits on, or do something specifically with them, where you don't need to go all the way and upgrade them, because they get such great value from not being specifically upgraded that they're perfectly fine without having to go and get that additional upgrade. More often than not, just basically for survivability, if nothing else, is why you actually get those levels. Some troops just already naturally have boost ratios and damage and stuff like that that make them good enough even without their leveling. And in the case of Sunbirder and Rowan, you do want to have them both fully leveled though, in the cases of those two, mainly because they do have boost ratios based on their stats, so you do want those stats to be as high as possible, if possible. I'm going to move this over. I think our base damage is enough to kill it. No, it's not. Never mind. Oops, we just lost. I have not seen I don't think I've ever seen a lose on Explorer. What even? But there we go. I think that's the first lose I've ever seen on an Explorer battle. Could you imagine if there was actually a treasure gnome on the opposing team when that happened? That'd be a complete fail. Also, if we keep getting these reduced rewards, I think I'm going to stop as soon as we get our next gnome and go back to my main account. Because that's really cheap that they have it like that. I thought we'd be able to gain the full amount of reward. But apparently that's not possible until a certain level range. I don't think it would be that overpowered giving newer players the full reward from the gnomes. There's barely even anyone in that level range. Because reaching level 100 doesn't take that long. You could do it in a week if your actual goal was to try to get above that. Of course, I've been deliberately trying to keep this account a lower level, which is why we're such a low level at the moment. Because I like staying in lower level PvP for as long as possible. Let's see what we get from this. Come on, Volky. That would give us the best idea of what kind of drops we could get. What? Yeah, it's definitely based on your level. And can we get anything other than gold? 1,925 gold. It's definitely based on your level. And apparently you need to reach a certain level before that. Let's see. If that is the case, then that's probably level 100. So what is 23 times 25? 23 times 25. 23 times 25. And if we add that to 1,925 gold, that should equal 2,500. And yep, it is. Yep. Basically, every level prior to level 100, you get less reward from treasure gnomes. So in order to get the full reward from treasure gnomes, you have to have level 100 or higher. That's weird. They never said this anywhere, ever. I never realized that. But yeah, your rewards from treasure gnomes are slightly less if you're under level 100. That's cheap. They shouldn't have it like that. That makes no point. There's no point in doing that. Just give newer players the resources. They need it the most. And they're the people that they're not giving it to. Well, that's strange. Anyways, yeah, I guess there's no point in really farming that then. Because we're just going to get a reduced rate. And I'd rather use that just for standard PvP and stuff. Also, we literally hit gold every single time. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it then. At this low level range. You have to be at least level 100 in order to effectively participate in the gnomes. That's unfortunate. Anyways, I guess we'll just go delete this field then. And discard it. And yeah, just discard the entire thing. And there we go. Okay. Well then, that's unfortunate. But there we go. And I don't think there's anything else we really need to go do. We do have some keys, but I do want to save them for later on. I don't know. Is there anything we could throw now? What's in the current event key drop pool? What is the current event? I actually completely forget what the current event is. Oh yeah, it's the owl. Wait, what's the owl from? Oh, it's Forest of Thorns. What's in Forest of Thorns? There's Rowan. We already have a bunch of copies. There's, oh wait, what's the current event thingy? Oh yeah, that was the other thing we could have been farming though. Oh, we could get those 15 gems. I don't think it's worth it. We'll go grab it later then. If I truly want that 15 gems, we'll go grab it a little bit later. But yeah, that's not too big a deal if we go for it right now. Still want to keep that low level and stay in low level PvP. Because that's where the fun's at. But, what was the other thing I was checking? Oh yeah, it's Forest of Thorns. So there's Yasmin, don't need it. Rowan, we already have it. Green Seer and Forest Troll. I don't believe we have either of those two. Those two are actually really nice to have. Never mind, we have Green Seer, and if we have Forest Troll, there's literally nothing with... Yeah, never mind, we don't need to open it up. The two lower level rarity things that might be in event keys that we might need, we already have, so... Yeah, we're good to go on that then. Okay, let's just head back to our main account, I guess. Because, yeah. They don't want to give the full reward. I need to go mention that. I've never seen that mentioned anywhere, ever. Not on any of their posts, not on the forum or anything. That's really weird. Alright, let me go log out and switch over to our main account. And we'll just finish out on that then. And I guess I'll go hand out the redeem code as well, since I don't think we're going to be getting a vault at this point. We'll just go throw down a little bit more, explore. And then I'm probably heading off for today. So noobs don't even get the 1 diamond? Oh, could you imagine getting only 1 diamond? That would be so depressing. Here's 1 diamond! What are you going to do with that? Game? Can you load? There we go. Oops, wrong account. Trying to log in as if it's something else. I also changed the password of this recently, so I keep forgetting what it is. I hate when I do that. I like doing it on occasion, changing up some of my passwords just so they're not constantly the same. But because I try to keep unique passwords for everything, it's slightly annoying. because then I change a unique password to another unique password, and then I forget what the other unique password is, and then I'm like, okay, wait, what was it again? Because I have such a habit of doing the previous unique password, and then forgetting the new unique password, and it's just a whole mess. Of course, I do have autofill on quite a few of them, but still. On Steam, I do not, so I need to actually remember it specifically. Wait, you actually got a major trait stone at level 38 off a Gnome? Interesting. Or I assume you mean off a Gnome. But off of normal battles, you can get them from any battles, all the trait stones. Those are normal. The drop rate for our trait stones, I know for sure, are exactly the same regardless of your level. Okay, anyways, let me go give out the redeem code, so let me go do that right now. Let me go mark this guy, so we know we used it. Copy that. Save that, so we know we used it. Put this over here. Double check that it works. And then we'll be good to go. Click redeem. Move it here, successful. Oops, I just clicked copy. Fail. Backup plan. Go copy this over. 1 second, I completely messed it up. Move that there. Okay, there we go. I think I fixed it now. So we'll go move this into the redeem code section thingy. And there we go. Click OK. And there's that. Let me center it just a little bit. There's the code for any of you that want to use it. You use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Let me go copy paste it into chat. And then go and claim it for ourselves. Or actually, we already did. But put that there. Boom and boom. There you guys go. There's all the stuff for that. And let me go and your invite code can be found underneath the settings menu. You can only use it on PC and mobile, but wherever your game says there is what you put in. And it sends it over to your account. And then let's go claim the little mail thing. And it gives a normal reward. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And there we go. And let's go and use the 1 gem key to see what we get. Anything good? Probably not. Yeah, actually, that's actually pretty decent. It's used in Guild War Day. Actually, I don't even think my other account has gotten this yet. It would be pretty useful. But it's used on Guild War days. Well, on Guild War Defend for red days, most common, with a 4x dwarf team. Other than that, it's sometimes used as a decent damage source. It does triple damage if her armor is higher than the enemy. So as long as you keep her armor high, or at least, well, higher than your enemies, it will do triple damage every cast, which is pretty decent. Has an okay amount of damage for triple damage. A lot of things that have triple damage don't have enough damage, but her particular damage that she does is pretty high. So it ends up working out most of the time. She also gains some armor every single time she casts, which helps keep her armor higher than the enemy. But yeah, not too bad of a troop. You only will ever see me using it on Red Day Defend, though. In most other situations, it's not worth using in late game. Hello, Lich King. Welcome. If anyone else has any other questions or anything, let me know. I know, life is hard enough for newer players in Gems of War. Though the penalty doesn't really stay on for that long, but why even have the penalty in the first place is weird. It just doesn't really make much sense. I guess they were just afraid of giving newer players too many resources and decentivizing them from paying money. That's the only thing I could possibly think of. Because even though I haven't... Well, I do make a lot of new accounts, a lot. But because I have a working knowledge of the game, I normally know ways of farming that doesn't require spending money. But if you're a newer player, they do try to do a lot of really weird tricks. Sneezy little tricks to try to get you to pay money into the game when you're first starting out. Which is a little bit annoying, but a lot of free-to-play games tend to do that. It's not something unique to this game, that's for sure. But there are like a lot of small things where they deliberately try to do stuff like that just to make sure you just kind of go and maybe pay for that one little bit of resources that here or there. Also, speaking about resources, random vault key. Well, this is actually a pretty good thing to end on. I said I was going to give out the redeem code on the next vault key. Well, there you guys go. I just handed it out like 2 minutes ago. Well, I didn't think we'd actually get another vault key, but there we go. Yeah, let's see what we get from it. Well, I wasn't going to keep data for this hour, but I guess, yeah, let's see what we get from the vault key. Might as well. Might as well. So, let me go keep that down. So I'll go add one more text box just for this one vault key. Let's see. Actually, you know what? We kind of already have data from this hour. We have 4 gnomes. All of them were 2,500 gold from the other account, so I guess we can keep track of it that way. So you know what? I am actually going to keep track of it then. Might as well. So we have treasure, gnomes, hour 3, and we have 4. We have 2,500 gold 3 times, and 1 vault key once. And there we go. Okay, let's see what we get from this 1 vault key then. Click the leave on it, and yeah, click there. Click, so did we actually use it? Yeah, we use it, might as well. All subsequent vault keys after this event, though, I think I'm going to throw. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to throw the normal team at it. We should be fine. I don't feel like switching it out again. Watch, because I didn't switch it out, we're going to lose. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I called it. I totally jinxed it. This is why you always do the safe version of it. Okay, that was close. He could have taken it 5 times and didn't even go for it. That would have been horrible. You've got to be kidding me again. What even is that drop table? I know we finally got a Val Raven. You don't need to keep giving it to us now. Maybe they saw I didn't have a Val Raven and they're like, let's go make vault keys have a 100% chance of dropping Val Raven now. Well then, I don't know how I feel about that. The rest of those drops are horrifically bad. Actually, every single one of those drops is horrifically bad now that we have a Val Raven. We have a useless Val Raven. We get useless amount of gold. And we get useless double trade stones. That's almost the worst possible vault key we could get. That is like some very, very low tier vault key right there. Anyways, rip. What do we need? Vault key. And specifically from it, we got a Val Raven 1. We got a 2,000. That's not a 2. 2,500 gold 1. And we have the 2 minor trade stones 2. Oops, 2. There we go. Of course, now that we get it, we just keep getting it. Well, as far as the vault stuff, let me see. Isn't there a kingdom for it now? The vault or something? The vault. There it is. Yep, we now have 2 of each of them. So there we go. Let me take a screenshot of it because we might never have 2 of each again. But there we go. We have 2, 2, 2. We have 2 Cedric Sparkle Sacks, we have 2 Treasure Gnomes, and we have 2 Val Ravens. So now if we ever want to use 2 of each of them, we have them. Though please stop giving me them, because I do not need any more copies of them now. Anyways, let's go back into the thing. The only problem of having them now is every subsequent copy is horrible. Because that could have been a lot of resources. That could have been like 12 gem keys instead, or 100 gems, or 10 event keys, or any other number of better things. Even something like 50,000 gold would be better than getting a copy of them. Oh, how to use the code? You use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section, or you click the link that I posted earlier, this link right here. It's still in the chat as well, as you can see there. Could I go over some Infernus teams? Well, pretty much everything is an Infernus team. You just plop them in and you're good to go. Most Infernus teams are based around the concept of Gorgolfa, Infernus, another damage source, and Mercy. It's one of the most generic Infernus teams, but the reason for it is just because it works. So a lot of people will use something along those lines. It's pretty basic, but it gets the job done. And still wins at pretty much the same similar quick rate as any other normal quick PvP team would. As far as the other secondary damage source, that really depends on what you personally want to go and do for. Oops, I just realized my text box is hiding my face. I didn't even notice that. Oh no, I just moved the other thing. I need to go lock that in place so I don't accidentally move it. Oops, now I'm moving my head. Can we get the right one already? Want to get the text box. There we go. And move it down like right over there. I didn't even realize that was there the entire time. That was there for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long that was. Fail. Huge fail. You still have never seen a vault key? Really? Because you should be able to at least get the vaults from the events, like from the because even my other account's been getting that on occasion. Not every single week, but on occasion. Actually, I probably should double check that to see if we would have had it. But actually, if we would have had it, we probably would have it tomorrow. But yeah, you can get it during invasions as well as during raids. You can end up getting that. So yeah, you should be able to find it. Because even if you don't get it through treasure gnomes, you eventually by default be able to get it through those events. There we go, 1 gem key. Not the best of drops, but also definitely not the worst. So we'll go grab that in there. Mark that as a 5. And where's the 1 gem key go? That's 1 gem key, 1 gem key. That would be below the vault key, above the other one. 1 gem key. And there we go. And we'll go move that over, get a sunbird down, and move from there. Yeah, definitely worth encouraging your guild to get at least to the vault key. It's pretty early, and the amount of loot that you get from a vault key is definitely pretty nice. Yeah, so far we've been getting a vault key about every hour and a half. So even with lower level stuff, like lower stats, you should be able to get one about every 2 hours, even every 3 hours. Of course, that does take quite a bit of time, but yeah, it's definitely grindable. It's not like trying to fully trade a mythic or anything like that. It's not that difficult. That's probably like one of the hardest single objectives you can do, other than trying to ascend a troop, is trying to fully ascend a mythic. It takes anywhere from about 2 hours to like 10 hours, depending on luck and the speed at which you can actually win battles at. Okay, we'll go move the red down, take the blue, take the red, get that explosion down. You don't have Gorgolfa? Oh, you can use Ragnagord instead in most situations. Pretty much whenever I say Gorgolfa, depending on the colors that you need on a team. But more often than not, you can replace it with either Herdmaster, Azura, Captain Skullbeard, Mountain Crusher using a hero class that starts with half mana, or Ragnagord. Wait, did I already say Ragnagord? It's Ragnagord, Azura. See if I can do this without re-mentioning any. Let's see, there's Gorgolfa, Ragnagord. Basically, all of these are interchangeable for the most part. Gorgolfa, Azura, Ragnagord, Herdmaster. Hero using Mountain Crusher. I think there's a few others, why can I not remember them? But yeah, those 5. There's like 4 options that aren't Gorgolfa. But there's plenty of options out there. Azura is the cheapest possible thing, because you get it for free from Merlantis Kingdom. You haven't gotten a single one after 2 hours, ouch. Yeah, we got pretty dry when we were first starting out the stream, but then we got lucky. And then we got lucky again. I don't even know what the final loot is. We'll find out in about 20 minutes, I believe. Let me see. In 14 minutes, we will know. That'll be the 1 hour mark of this current hour. Oh, wow, this hour is really low then. We only have 5 gnomes, but it was mainly because for most of that time we were on our other account, on our lower level Let's Play account, which is probably why this current hour is that low. But yeah, in 13 minutes. Alright, we'll go throw the explosion down. Move that, move that. Oops, not that one. Take that one, take that one. Get a ran down. Yeah, we're gonna take the greens over. Get an explosion. Move from there. Get a ran. And get the clear. You just got one more copy of the Sparkle Sack from the vaults. Now you have 800, now you want your 800 diamonds back. Yeah, that can be slightly annoying too. I actually haven't gotten any repeats on him, so I am really happy that I crafted him. But yeah, I know with our repeat of the Val Raven, that definitely feels bad, which is basically the exact same thing as getting a repeat of Cedric. At least getting a repeat of Cedric is at least slightly more valuable, because he's a legendary. And that at least goes towards putting him closer to Mythic. Getting another copy of Val Raven is just pure useless. Because there's no team that would ever need 2 of it. And there's no way we would ever get enough copies to ascend it, realistically. I wonder if they're ever going to add them to gold keys or something. Because I don't know how they're ever going to add enough of them that you'll ever be able to naturally mythic them without specifically using the like Orbs of Ascension on them. Oh, same thing happened to you with Yarrow. Yeah, I haven't actually had that ever happen to me because ever since the Soulforge existed, I've already perpetually, continuously had everything in the game. And that hasn't happened on any of my Let's Play accounts yet either, where I like craft something and then it just like immediately comes into the game. But that would be pretty disappointing if that was to happen. Though in some instances I wouldn't mind it. Like for example, if we were to craft a Dragon Soul and I just randomly get another Dragon Soul from a drop, I actually wouldn't mind that at all. Because there are some early game teams that we could throw a double Dragon Soul into. No, armor bonus, VIP bonus, and all that has no effect on it whatsoever. We already figured out what it was when we did the maths on it. Every level prior to 100 gives you 25 less gold. So we were 23 less gold, or we were 23 levels below level 100. So we were gaining exactly 575 less gold. So you were noticing we were gaining 1,925 gold on those one battle. The reason for this was because we were 23 levels lower. And if you times that by 25, it comes out to 575. So, yeah. We were gaining 2,500 gold. But for every level below 100, we were gaining 25 less gold. So apparently it scales it down based on your levels prior to 100. But then once you reach level 100, you get the full Gnome rewards. Hey, speaking about gnomes, there's a gnome. Also, one second, I'll be right back. I really need to go to the bathroom all of a sudden. So I'll be back in a second. Let me take off all my bunny ears. 1 second. It's actually probably a few minutes. Well, sorry about that. Came out of like nowheres. Sorry about that, guys. Nature calls. But yeah, that came out of nowhere. It's probably from something I ate last night or something. Oops, bunny ears. There we go. Fixed. Anyways, where were we? Okay, we'll go take that. Throw the firebomb down. Hits the thing immediately, kill it out. And what do we get from the gnome? The suspense. Oh, only 2,500 gold. All that weight just to get 2,500 gold. Really? Okay. Oops, 4. Type 4. Type 4. There we go. Put a 6 there. And technically we'd only have 6 more minutes, so I might go a little bit longer than that since we kind of just took a little break there. It's still going to be below average, but that's mainly because we were on our other account for quite a bit of that time, obviously. Tacet is really live streaming the bathroom jokes. The bathroom jokes. Too much. We just got Krog the Dread. Yeah, Krog the Dread, they've rebalanced it a couple times. It's always been horrible, though. The whole reason they added Krog the Dread was an alternative to the Great Maul. Because they ended up nerfing the Great Maul and then gave its nerfed ability concept to the Krog the Dread instead. But they nerfed it so much that it just wasn't viable. The Great Maul, way back in the day, some people may remember it, like almost 2 years ago at this point. Or was it 2 years? Maybe 1.5 years, I don't know. It's probably about 2 years at this point. But it used to have 15% chance to devour on skulls, the Great Maul did. Then they nerfed it to 10%, and they're like, oh wow, this is still way too overpowered. Because it was. Not to mention it was really glitchy as well, which made it even more overpowered. You can basically wipe out an entire team by just skull spamming once, and then boom, dead. Because it can multi-trigger the 10% chance to devour. And when it was 15% chance to devour, all you did was like use one Bone Dragon, and your other team would just instantly fall when you cast it, which was pretty funny. But was obviously very unbalanced by a lot. It was just insane how strong it was. The whole game was basically built around trying to counter Bone Dragon, just because of how strong Bone Dragon was. Really goes to show how like a entire meta of the game just completely shifts around what's ever good. Yeah, we're gonna move that. 100 souls. 100 souls. Like right now, if they ever made like some really good proper divine counters, people would start probably shifting into that for invading, just because they'd be viable against all the high concentration of divines as of recently. It's not the only thing being used in high concentration, but it's one of the more common things these days. Is it worth using an Orb of Wisdom on Titan class? I've never actually bothered using them on hero classes before. I'm not even sure how exactly that would function. Well, I guess you could just do it the normal ways for everything. So I guess that's how it functions. But no, I don't think it's worth using it on hero classes. I think you're better off just getting them manually. Well, I guess Orb of Wisdom's maybe. You know what? Never mind. I forgot you said Orb of Wisdom. Yeah, because that's the Traitstone related one. And the things related to hero classes are some of the more expensive things. It's not as expensive as doing the last 2 traits on a Mythic, though it is the next most expensive thing. So yeah, I guess that'd be fine, using on the 2nd and or 3rd trait of your hero class, the Titan hero class. Because Titan hero class is used for a lot. Mainly with trolls to gain them half mana, but also used for both invasion and raids. Because you can use a troll with it or some other troop and gain half mana on your mank, and then go crazy with that. And it works pretty well. There we go, an Arcane with 5 gems, pretty nice. So we'll go add that. That brings us to 8. Okay, we didn't do too bad this hour, I guess, given that so much of it was on our other account. Because basically half that time was on our other account. So overall, with that being kept in mind, that's not too bad. Actually, we did as many on our other account as in that time than we did on this account. Doesn't feel like that. Well, I guess we were on our other accounts a little bit longer. I thought it was more towards half and half. Maybe it wasn't. But, yeah, there we go. 8 gnomes this hour. And we'll probably be able to fit in 1 more in this hour. Depends if we can get it in the next 5 minutes or so. And then we'll go look at all the data. And that'll pretty much be that for today, unless you guys have anything else you want me to go over. And after this, I'll just be chilling for a little bit. Then I need to go head out and do a bunch of last-minute shopping. I should probably do that first before I go and chill. Just in case the stores close early or something. I don't think they do. I don't know. Do stores close early the day before Easter? I don't think that's normally a thing. Actually, most stores probably stay open on Easter, because that's a pretty selective holiday that not necessarily everyone really celebrates. Is Bone Dragon worth crafting? No, Bone Dragon's horrible. The thing I was mentioning with Bone Dragon was a thing from long, long ago. He has been nerfed into the ground since then, and he is near useless to ever use. Do not craft a Bone Dragon. You'd be better off crafting a Keeper of Souls. Also, don't bother crafting Keeper of Souls either. They're both pretty bad. But Keeper of Souls is better than Bone Dragon these days. Also, speaking about bad Keeper of Souls, it's actually not bad, but he's actually not craftable. He's in the event key drop pool soon. In 2 weeks? Actually, is it next week? Never mind. It might actually be next week. No, 2 weeks. I was right the first time. Not next Monday, but the following Monday is Kedar event. The main reason I mentioned that, and the reason you wouldn't want to craft Keeper of Souls, is you might be opening event keys that week, not to get Keeper of Souls, though that would be a byproduct of what you do. Not to get Bone Dragon, but that would be a byproduct of what you would do. But it would get you a chance at Fairish Ra. Fairish Ra is in the event key drop pool in, not next week, but the following week, on the April 9th, throughout the entire week. So if you don't want to have to spend diamonds on it, or you don't have the diamonds to spend on it, you could try throwing some event keys on it. Of course, the chance of getting it is very slim, but there is a chance, and it's the only way other than the Soul Forge that you can ever have a realistic chance of getting a Fairish Ra. So some people may be inclined to go do that. And for any of you that don't know, Fairish Ra is the best soul farming troop in the game by a very large margin. Gains 150% extra souls off its final trait. It is really dependent on being fully traded, like extremely. Like if it's not fully traded, you might as well like not even use it. But if you do get it fully traded, it is insanely, insanely good. Definitely something worth having. How do I feel about Bone Dragon? They nerfed it a little bit too hard, is how I feel about it. He's just like pretty much dead content these days. Unfortunately. He was a really fun troop in the day, but nowadays he just isn't worth it anymore. He does have a slightly unique mechanic in that he can go and he still like auto freezes when he gets hit by a skull. So for example, if he gets hit by a 4-time skull, he will end their turn. Normally in instances of like that, they will not actually end their turn. But in the case of specifically Bone Dragon, they will. If you do a 4-time skull into Bone Dragon's freeze, the freeze will take priority and it will end their turn, which is kind of cool. That's one of the only really good aspects about him. As far as for actual skulls, he's never used anymore for skull purposes. If you have 2 Fairish Ras, what's the fastest team? Depends if you're doing it for PvP or Explore, what you would really use for it. If I was doing it for Explorer, it would probably be Dragon Soul, Umber Wolf, double Fairish Ra, or Dragon Soul, double Fairish Ra, Umber Wolf. Not specifically sure which one would be better. Probably the Dragon Soul, double Fairish Ra, Umber Wolf would probably be the best one. You could also do that with Azurus if you don't have fully traded Umber Wolf. Would be perfectly fine. If you don't have fully traded Azurus, you could just use any Necromancy, of course. And other than that, I guess if you were to try to use it in PvP, I would probably go with Dark Troll and Rock Troll. So the team would be Rock Troll, Dark Troll, double Fairish Ra if you were going to run it in PvP. Don't run that in Explore, though, because you're going to gain less. The reason you throw that for specifically PvP is PvP battles would go on for a little bit longer, and you'll have a lot more mana generation. And while it will be slower overall, it's going to be winnable in PvP using Rock Troll, Dark Troll, double Fairish Ra. But yeah, it's either Rock Troll, Dark Troll, double Fairish Ra for PvP, or the Dragon Soul, double Fairish Ra, Umber Wolf for Explore. Those are the 2 teams you'd basically use with it. I think there's a few other options, but to my knowledge, those are the best 2 variants that are available, to my understanding. How do you feel about Kraken? Kraken, I still feel like it's too powerful in its final trait, though every other aspect of it's pretty nice. The only other thing that is kind of weird is how good it is at devouring. It is the best devourer in the entire game, actually, at this current moment in time. Well, not at 100%, but, you know, just overall, as far as its full value that it gets, it's basically the best devourer. The main reason for this is its ability to remove barrier and things that can basically get in the way. because it can remove barrier. Barrier has protection against devour, so if something has barrier on it, you are not able to devour it. But Kraken is unique in that it's currently the only troop in the entire game with devour that triggers its damage prior to its devour chance. So it will do the 2 damage to the last 2 troops on the opposing team, and then it will do the devour chance. Whereas every other troop in the game, like let's say a Cerberus, if it ends up doing its ability, it will trigger the devour chance first and then roll the damage. But for whatever reason, Kraken does it in the reverse order, which is really powerful, because that means the enemy will never have a barrier when you do the hit. Not only that, but it also has its Kraken ability, final trait, which is 3 damage to all enemies. Not only is that an insanely high amount of damage over time, especially if you had multiple on the team, like 2 of them, but it also is the great way to just remove barriers so you don't have to deal with it. But yeah, Kraken is very, very powerful. Still one amongst probably top 10 troops in the game, as far as just sheer damage, as well as just overall usefulness. But yeah, it's still pretty high up there. I'm not sure if it specifically needs a nerf, but it's definitely really annoying. When it first came out, when it initially got like the 3 damage to everything, I thought it needed a nerf. But yeah, I actually wouldn't mind if it got dropped down a little bit. Maybe down to like 2 damage instead of 3 or something. The only problem with that though is it might stop getting completely used if that was to occur, because then people will just shift to other strong damage options. They're kind of just power curving the game just a little bit, so it's hard to really tell if Kraken is powerful. Because like for example, when I mentioned that was like a year ago, and back then like 3 damage to everything, that was like insanely OP. I don't know what they were thinking, but now you look at it like in today's standard of damage, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of pretty balanced with everything else. So it's kind of hard to judge because you don't know how far in ahead they're going to keep power creeping with other stuff that's going to be stronger. So it's hard to gauge it. Like for all we know, Kraken could be completely unchanged, and another year from now it's just going to be completely dead content because other troops will be better. But it's hard to really tell for sure how that will pan out specifically. But anyways guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Before I do though, let me just bring up all of the data real quick just to kind of show it nice and neatly. We're still in this chat, so that actually works out perfectly. So just to kind of show, because I have been showing it, and I do want to keep these, even if we just look at it at a later time for reference sake. I do like having the data points because it's always great to have data. Better to have data than not to have data. So here is all of the data we currently have from this stream that we did. We have been keeping track of all of it. A little bit hard to see that one, the vault key off of it specifically. But there is all of our data from this. Actually, let me move it up like that. There we go. So we'll just move it up right there. And yeah, that's all the data we currently have from the stream. Wow, that second hour was really bad, actually. Even on our other account, we end up doing better than that. But I think it's because we did a lot of PvP and such. Really, only the first hour, I think, was us consistently doing it. The other hours was kind of moving here and there. But yeah, we finally got a Val Raven. We got it twice. We did Val Raven so well, we did it twice. But anyways, that's all the drops we ended up getting. The one all the way to the right is technically what you could kind of expect on a lower level account. We did learn today that you have to be at least level 100 to get the full reward, but still, half of that time pretty much on hour 3 was on our lower level account, so not that bad. Unfortunately, we didn't get the vault key on it, but hey, I guess it's kind of actually better that we got the vault key on our main account than on the other one, though that final vault key was horrifically bad. Actually, both our vault keys was pretty bad. The only good thing about it is we finally got a Val Raven. That's the only real positive to them. So at least we don't have to grind out for that anymore. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope you enjoy the holiday, Easter, and all that stuff. Spend time with your family or whatever you're doing for it, if you're celebrating at all. Anyways, guys, enjoy your weekend. I will see you all later tonight. For 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, no Puzzle Quest stream today, as we have finished out Puzzle Quest, if you haven't seen that from last week. So we don't currently have anything to replace that. We'll probably be using the time in the future to work on guides and stuff like that, though today I'll be shopping instead for last-minute Easter stuff. But anyways, hope you all enjoy Easter, hope you all enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all either later tonight or tomorrow night. Of course, tonight and tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every single night. And I will not be doing any kind of like specific stream for Easter. This was pretty much it. Today and yesterday was technically our Easter streams, so nothing specifically for that. We will still, as I mentioned, be around at 8 though, just to do our normal standard hourly stream. And I guess we'll wear the bunny ears one last time, and then we'll retire them for the season after tomorrow and tonight, of course. But anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye, everyone.